Thank you for having me. Thank you for being here. Happy Wednesday. It feels like a Sunday for me because those are probably my most relaxing days. I hope everyone's doing great. I have connected to quite a bit of energy over the past couple of weeks since starting my show. And within the last week, I have connected to a lot of energy. I've connected to a lot of collective energy and connected to a ton of understanding. Also, I'm wearing a different Being as an Ocean shirt than I was last week. So just letting you guys know for anyone who's going to question that. But I have two shirts. Very specific reason. But it's important to understand there's a couple things every week. There's a couple things for everyone every week. And a couple weeks ago, I stated I was a little nervous to start my show. I talked quite fast in the first show, and that's because I use a ghostwriter. Um, that's probably one of my favorite jokes I've ever come up with, but that's usually because when I'm speaking, I speak from higher consciousness. So I'm not thinking about what I'm saying, it just flows through me. So understanding that, I've kind of calmed it down a little bit on how nervous I was because I don't know what I'm gonna say. I sometimes I don't. In sessions, I don't know what I'm gonna say. Some days, some stuff comes out clearly, and some stuff I'm confused about, but it's right for other people, and that's because I use a ghost writer. That's because it's spirit, God energy, spirit team. Um, anyway, yeah, I'm so thankful to be here, and there's just a couple things I want to say before we get into some sessions tonight. Again, my sessions are discounted on my website. If you're interested in a session, you can book even a 15-minute session. You're free to extend them even if you want to book a 15-minute session. I had a couple collective energies last week reach out to me from the show, and they booked a few 15-minute sessions, one after the other, because they just weren't sure what it was like. So you're free to do that if you're interested. Don't be scared. Don't be worried. There's a lot of different things we can get to in a session. I can connect with past loved ones. I can connect with pets, spirit guides. I'm also a psychic, so I can read energy psychically. And I also teach people how to connect with higher consciousness and use their spiritual gifts. That's very important because that is one of the most important things I feel people should do. If you're aware of spirituality, if you're aware of spiritual gifts and feel jealous because other people have them, I'll teach you how to do it. Those who are watching who don't want to book sessions, especially my haters, I hope you can enjoy the show. I hope you can enjoy everything that's been going on, everything that you're learning. And I hope you understand if you are jealous and in jealous energy, you're only doing that to yourself because I'll teach anybody. I'll talk to anybody about it. I think anybody deserves to be able to use spiritual gifts. And you're only hurting other people by being jealous, even down to the fact that people are upset that I receive feathers from my spirit team, which I received one today, which let me know that I have another untapped gift that I do not know about, which is crazy because on a spiritual journey, you'll go there. You'll go everywhere. You'll do everything without knowing what you're doing sometimes. And feathers drop. Feathers drop, the bombs drop, the balls drop, the apples fall from the tree, whether they're on the ground or far away. But they'll come to you. And it's important to understand why things are happening, why feathers are coming to you, why you're seeing synchronicities, and to not be scared is the most important part. I actually had some sessions today with some people who felt like they were in a little bit of imposter syndrome. They were in self-deceit, not believing what was going on, not believing anything because they're in energy from past. So it's really important to move forward and not hold on to the past, not hold on to any regret or mistakes or anything that you did, and move forward with the understanding of why you did it or how you did it and how you can't do it again or you shouldn't do it again or you can. It's your choice. That's the whole point of spirituality, is moving out of your own opportunities, moving on your own path. And like I've said previously on my public posts, um, my husband calls me Slim Shady. This would be because there's no one else like me. That's because everybody has their own spiritual journey. Everybody has their own spiritual path. Everybody's spiritual embodiment is built off of your own understandings from life. And that's why there's nobody else like me, because my life has been insane, to be the least. Some of the experiences that I've had, even going back to when I was 2, 3, 4 years old, have been a part of my spiritual journey. And even up until this very moment and every day that continues will be a part of my path and what I learn. And getting into every single thing that is a part of my life, every single experience is a part of your spiritual journey. Because again, spirituality is there all the time. Even if you're not aware of it, it coexists in the 3D, even if you're not aware. It's always there. So you can become aware of it or you can ignore it. But I beg you basically to become aware of spiritual energy because it's life changing. I have been in a place where I was bullied, even by people who were extremely close to me, people who were close to my children. And these people have tried to rip things away from me without doing anything at all besides bullying. And it has made me stronger. Being a part of spirituality, being a part of any type of spiritual energy can guide you out of anything. Some of the most difficult experiences I've had, even up into being stalked by some people, which seems insane, but really did happen and still does happen, unfortunately. Spirituality will lead you. It will help you not be afraid. It will help you not be scared. And, I could never imagine that I would be here. I would say 10 years ago, I was begging for anyone to help me, begging to see a God, begging to see anyone, begging for anyone to see me. And, I realized that I was in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people, and the right people that were with me were taken away. And that was because they either listened to somebody who was jealous or wrong, or they were just the wrong people. So understanding that spirituality will lead you to be with the right people, will lead you on the path to understand every single thing. And it will also help you feel protected. That's the number one thing that I lead people into spirituality for, is to feel the protection, because not only do you have a spirit team, not only are there gods or a God watching out for you, you can then learn how to protect yourself. Watch out for yourself, understand everything that's going on around you. Again, so important. If you're confused about stuff going on in your life, spirituality will give you closure in every area. And I mean, there are some things that I could say that I that I wish I could explain. And one day, I maybe will, but there were areas in my life where I never got closure. And 10 years, it took 10 years to get some closure for things. And some things it's been 5 years, some things it's been 2, and some days it's a week from where I am to the day that I get closure. And that's because I allow spirituality to lead me. Understanding that, tell the truth. Also, again, I told you last week, tell the damn truth. Tell the truth, even if it's just to yourself and you're scared to tell the truth to others. Tell the truth to yourself, because that's where it comes from. That's what you're going to build on when you start talking to other people. And telling the truth is protection. If you lie, it leads you nowhere. You also, will be a liar. Other people will see that. Other people will catch that. Even if you think you're a good liar, you're just manipulating those around you. And it's deceit. You're deceiving yourself. You're deceiving others around you. And that's not respectful, especially to yourself. You should honor yourself with the truth. You should honor others with the truth. And I will tell you, as a child who lied all the time because nobody believed when I told the truth, I am now a grown adult, almost 30, a few years away. And I never thought I would be someone who tells so much truth. I thought I would be an adult that was just like I was when I was a teenager, because no one believed me. And damn, no one believed me when I said I was a psychic either, but I had to tell the truth. I had to live my truth. And it's very important to understand that those that believe you will stick around. Those that believe you will sit next to you. And one more thing I have to say. Um, my husband is my husband, but I call him my partner. That is because there are a lot of people who call their partner a husband or a wife, and they're not a partner. They're not a partner. They're a husband or a wife. They're not partnering with you. They're not connecting to you. And it's very important to understand and look at that. It's very important to understand and see and validate yourself and your partner, and realizing that they are partnered with you, either to do something to help you, to raise children, to do everything. And also, I do call my husband a partner to normalize, general language. I do use they, them pronouns to normalize general language. It's very important to understand everything that I do is generalized so that everybody can feel comfortable, even down to my acne, which is literally hormonal because I'm pregnant. other people don't get that excuse. I haven't told anybody on here on my live shows that I'm pregnant, and that's because you can look at my acne and feel better that you have acne and feel comfortable that I'm comfortable showing it, or you can judge me for it. But everybody has acne for a reason, and you can't control it. You can't control things, and that's why it's so important to normalize what's going on around you. But I do just have to say, I need to thank my family members again, those who are supporting me, those who have been there, those who listen to the craziest and most exciting experiences, you know. But if you don't have that yet, wait. If you don't have it yet, wait and allow your team, your spirit team, your God, your energy, spirit, whatever you want to call the energy that runs through us all. Wait, wait, wait. That's all I can say is literally wait. Don't jump on every single thing that you're handed because sometimes it's not in your best interest. And that's why I use spiritual energy. That's why I use my discernment. And the only thing I can say is to wait and to trust yourself, love yourself, tell the truth, and experience life to the fullest. Because I literally feel like my life is a movie. It's magical. Um, there's amazing synchronicities. One of my favorite clients in the whole world gets to understand the Houdini music with Eminem because my husband calls me Slim Shady. Other people say I'm Slim Shady because my old collective sessions are a little bit of healing energy and a little bit of diss tracks. And that's what I do because you got to put the haters in their place without doing anything and you got to heal people. But I'm here now with Brandy on the line to take my first caller of the evening. So I'm ready for you.
All right.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm amazing. So I just
That's
have
good.
a question for you. Are you looking for a general session this evening or do you have some specific questions?
It can be general. I'm separated from my husband and maybe more specific to that, but I'm good with general either.
Okay. So looking at your body actually with Reiki healing energy, since you're separating from your husband, it's very important to understand you have a sacral wound. Looking at that, I see that he's wounded you. This conversation or one of the last ones that you may have had wounded you a little bit. So I'm actually going to use Reiki to completely pull that energy from your sacral wound and actually looking at your whole entire energy body. You don't have any other wounds and all of your other chakras are flowing and open. So once we remove that sacral chakra wound, and actually I am seeing a tie as well. So with your permission, Archangel Michael is actually going to cut that tie. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
Okay, so he's going to cut that tie and I'm actually seeing it be removed. So now your energy is flowing and this is going to give you a little bit more connection to your creativity as I feel like that has been drained from you. So understanding that, I'm going to kind of move past that and you have a spirit sitting with you. Did you recently lose a grandmother?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So your grandmother's also sitting with you and there is connection about making up for past time. You have children?
I do.
Okay. So if you are feeling a little bit lost in your energy, it's really important to understand that you can make up for past time, but your children, with them, it's not apparent to anything that you've done. Nothing that you've done or anything, any time that you've spent with your husband has separated you, or your ex-husband, I'm sorry, at the time he was your husband. So understanding that nothing during that time has separated you from your children. So you feel like you need to make up for this past time, but they were very present with you and still are. It's That's interesting. Apparently there's other energies around you too. I'm actually picking up on 3 or 4 popping in and out. So it's you have a very large spirit team and they're very strong. Do you have an uncle that you were close to as well?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So he's popping in here to let you know also to make up for lost time with yourself. So your grandmother was saying, this is how you feel. Don't worry about it. Your kids were there. They love you. And I heard freaking. So they freaking love you, like very strongly. They love you. With your uncle, though, he's saying make up for lost time with yourself. Because all that time you were down and you were being hurt, you were disconnected from your own energy. You are supposed to be embodying full love, full acceptance, and it's only for yourself because your children are very strong. Do you have 3 children?
Well, I actually have two of my own, and I did have two stepchildren. So
Okay. So I'm actually seeing a third smaller energy connected to you. Is this a pet?
I do have pets.
Okay. So there is a specific energy. I'm hearing dogs. So if you have a dog that either passed away or is present with you here, this energy is connected to you in your heart chakra along with your children, which is very important because this pet is pulling energy from you almost as if you are in a Reiki session with this dog or cat if it can be, but I did hear dog. So they're pulling energy from you. Make sure that you're aware and allowing the release of energy because I do see that you're a little bit blocked off. Is this because you shared the animal with your ex-husband?
That's probably true. Yeah.
Okay. So when you're with this pet, you need to allow this pet to connect with you fully to be able to pull the energy because you have had root chakra blockages in the past, but you actually did something recently to remove that. Are you going for like a run or a walk or like the gym?
I've contemplated it, but I haven't really done that recently.
Okay. Okay, so if either the thought of you doing that and trying to release energy is releasing that on its own, which is really amazing. That's kind of great for you because even if you're just thinking about it, that means you're consciously trying to release the energy and you're actually doing it. So you've removed those blockages from your root chakra. But you can go for the walk, but now that you know that you're consciously aware, you can release that blockage without having to do that, which is awesome and calming for your energy. But make sure to be aware of that connection with that pet. And your kids really want to connect with you, like playing games. I did hear the word ball as well. So I don't know if you could play like softball or baseball or even like a kickball or something with them to do something fun and energizing, especially before the winter months, come in. But they want to spend physical activity with you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We do have some time. So do you want to ask any other questions about anything?
Is there just in general? Is there anything else that you're seeing that
Well,
I don't
spiritually,
know?
yeah, yeah. So spiritually, you're very aligned. But there's some things that you may be unaware of in the workplace. You are being lusted after a bit. Are you familiar with that? It's like a higher up male energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you're very much being lusted after. This person is very much lusting after you. You're beautiful. You're beautiful, and you are obviously the best at what you do. That's what I'm hearing. So, you're being lusted after, and you need to appreciate that. You can move forward with that, or you can just keep it in your heart and hold it. But you need to not feel bad about any disconnection from a partnership because there are a lot of people out there that are looking at you, not only in your workplace, but I'm hearing a coffee shop. So if you're frequenting like a Starbucks or like a hometown coffee, there's people working there or people inside the building that see you as well.
Okay.
Okay. I can connect to a little bit more if you would like.
Sure. I can't think of anything specific, but anything you can tell me would be great.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I'm just kind of I'm seeing multiple different things, so I kind of got to grab at one.
Okay.
Have you been angry? Have you been angry recently, or trying to release your anger?
Yeah, I've been having a lot of issues with my ex that I'm separated with. Just kind
Yeah,
of we've been back and forth.
I understand that completely. So, I don't know if you've been thinking about a physical activity, but I am hearing like kickboxing would be really good for you, and that's also a gym type of setting. Also, I am hearing with that kind of understanding. Oh, I got a little frog in my throat. That's a confirmation. So, you are getting a little bit of a hint from your spirit team or your spirit guide, who's a masculine energy here, and he is letting you know this one last thing about if you're gonna go to gym, to a physical gym or to any type of area like that, if you're gonna kickbox, or even if you're gonna do some type of like boxing, you may be able to meet a soulmate in this area. I am seeing
Okay.
a blue healer energy, and they are coming towards you. So maybe within the next six, which is 6 weeks or 6 months, you may meet a very handsome man with tall with brown hair.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Well,
good
thank you so
information.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful night.
You too.
All right. I have the next caller on the line. How are you this evening?
I'm great. How are you?
I am wonderful, Sherry. Would you like a general
Awesome.
reading or do you want to ask a specific
You-
question?
I'd love a general reading. I have a
Okay.
question, but I'm feeling something gut wise, and I think I'm kind of going to go with that.
Okay. So we'll see if it comes up because sometimes if you're
Okay.
in that energy, it may come up around you. So there is
Okay.
something about a kiss. Did you kiss
A
someone
what?
recently or do you want to kiss someone?
Hmm. No.
No? Okay. Well, someone
No,
maybe
not
wants
necessarily. I
to.
mean, I'm married and I have a son, and I kiss them both every day. It's
Okay.
about all that comes
So
up.
your husband may want you to kiss him more. Your husband may
Okay.
want to kiss you more, but he kind of wants to feel lusted after I'm seeing. So maybe
Okay.
just kissing him a little bit more will give him a little bit more of a spark. He
Okay.
feels like you're probably tired, which is okay.
Yeah.
And he understands that, but try to kiss him just a little bit more. And I did hear even with tongue, which is kind of funny. But this would really make him feel like you're thinking he's sexy and you're lusting after him because he really loves that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we've had a few really tough years and things are kind of leveling off, but I am tired. We're finally kind of not falling or scrambling to come back, and I definitely tired.
Yeah, I understand that. He is sitting kind of in a energy. Well, he's got a blue and a green aura, but he also has a red aura, which to me is sometimes it signifies anger, but sometimes it signifies being very grounded in your root chakra. And he
hmm
is very, very grounded. And you are oftentimes not, just because of the stress that you feel and how tired that you are. If you're not
hmm
releasing the tired energy that you hold, you won't be as grounded. So I am also hearing that sexual time, or even if you're just like gonna make out with him, will help ground you as well, and he will be able to share that energy with you.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Also
Cool.
understanding that do you have a father that has passed away?
Yes.
Okay. So your father is sitting with you and he does want to let you know that you have spiritual gifts and there's something to signify that. There's something that maybe happened around you recently with a coffee cup. Does this sound familiar to you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm aware of them. I've had connections with my parents, but I haven't connected to my dad, so this is really cool.
Okay. Yeah. So your dad is
My mom and
actually
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're okay. You go ahead.
I was just going to say I've actually talked to my mom, but I haven't. My dad and I were very close, and I took care of him when he was sick, and I haven't connected to him since he passed. My
Okay.
mom, I have.
So, to my understanding, that seems like you were very, very close with your father. And this
Yeah.
is maybe why you had a spiritual block because it's almost too close to understand that it can be real, or you just love him so much that it's hard to connect. But
Okay.
that energy is sitting with you to let you know you may be receiving a download from him or connecting with him spiritually if you take a bath more often. You need to relax and
Okay.
take a bath.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been really wanting to connect with him. I've been thinking about him a lot recently.
Yeah. So he's kind of connected to your self care. He's connected to you spiritually, connecting with yourself. And this is
Okay.
why, because he's more of a masculine and protective figure, He's sitting with you in
Yeah.
protective energy.
Okay, cool. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
of course. Is there anything that you would like to ask? I know you said you had a little bit of a question with doubt earlier.
Well, I have a lot of people that are going through rough stuff. And like I said, we just came kind of through a really rough period. And I don't know why I just feel really optimistic and I feel like it's shifting. I don't have any external indicators that things are shifting, but I feel the energy of like excitement and like something is shifting.
Yeah, so you're there. You're absolutely there. If you ground yourself a little bit more, you may understand what's going on if you're able to connect with your father. I do feel
Okay.
that as well. So normally the clients that I connect with in sessions are in similar energy to me when it comes to understanding what's about to go on in their life or being able to pick up energy. So if you're
Okay.
understanding that, you're connected to that. You're in that energy, and that's very powerful. So you need to believe in that and not have any doubt, because if you do, that will create a root chakra blockage, and that will actually
Okay.
create a little bit of a blockage and be able to connect to spiritual energy.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, of
Thank you.
course.
I
I
just
hope
got
you have a
covered in
wonderful.
goosebumps down my whole left side while you were
Hey,
talking.
that is connection to your feminine. So understanding you need to connect with your feminine, take a bath, take care of yourself, and you'll be right where you want to be. I promise.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful evening.
Thanks. You too.
I will. Okay, well, we have about ended my show this Wednesday evening, and I just have to say, have a great week. Take care of yourself, and don't let people scare you. Don't let people scare you because just because they're scared, they want to intimidate you and scare you. Don't let it happen. You're awesome, you're powerful, you're wise, you're kind, you're beautiful, you're strong, you're smart, and some of you are psychic. Some of you are psychic mediums. Trust yourself and believe yourself and accept it all. Accept everything that's around you, accept who you are, and accept those that love you, even if it doesn't feel like it's right, because if it comes to you, it's meant for you, and you don't have to pull everything. You can let it flow. Have a great night. Happy Wednesday, and love yourself. Love yourself, and I have 30 seconds left, so let's give a little bit of a collective message. Some of you need to take a shower and cleanse your hair. Yeah, take a shower and cleanse your hair with intention. That's 2 hair washes, and remove all of the negativity from the past couple of years instead of cutting it. You don't have to cut it. Cleanse your hair. Cleanse it. Don't cut it, and enjoy the long, beautiful hair that you want to have. Yeah, have a great night.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Spiritual Connections with Psychic Medium Cindy. Psychic Medium Cindy. Live from Facebook.com/Psychic Cindy. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Spiritual Connection on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Great to be here tonight. Hope everybody had a good Thursday. So what was I going to talk about tonight? I thought I should probably mention that I've had an interesting week of readings when it comes to like abundance cards coming in. And when I did my weekly reading for my Facebook, Instagram group collective there, they have a bunch of abundance cards, but they also have some transformation cards. And I thought I would bring, this is the card of the day today that we have, which is the death card, which is in this tarot deck by Pat Pierce. It's just a beautiful art image on there of actually the skull, which kind of looks like the skulls that they have in Mexico. And it actually has the third eye there for protection and all that stuff. And a lot of times when people see the death card, they think, oh God, somebody's going to die or I'm going to die or whatever. But it has absolutely nothing to do with that. It's all about transformation. It's all about new beginnings. And it is usually a sign in our world, in the spiritual world, that something big has happened and there's a big change. And I've seemed to be getting these cards a lot the last few days. So if you're feeling like a big change is coming, or you're starting to see like little things leading you to abundance, maybe changes in your career, changes in your relationship, it's time to embrace it. Just embrace it because it's happening whether we like it or not, is how I feel with what I've been doing all week. So I did a lot of readings today, so I'm really sorry. I feel kind of like a little bit out of it, but it was a big day for me. So I'm just going to pull a few cards for all of us while we're waiting for a caller. Let's just see what you guys listening tonight need to know. What does the spirit world want you to know, other than waiting for your transformation and your abundance to come in? What do you need to know? Oh, look at that. This is too funny. All right. So right from go, like the first card is the Page of Pentacles, which means news is coming in about some sort of abundance. This is all about money and talent and skills. This can be like you sort of embracing your hidden talents. Like, maybe you play the guitar and now you're like, I think I'll offer lessons, or, maybe I'll sell some of this artwork. But I mean, whatever it is, they're encouraging you to do it. The next card is the Nine of Pentacles, which is a beautiful card. And it's really all about independence and like prosperity and financial security. Yet again, like more pentacles, more money. And the last one, or the next one, is the Four of Pentacles, which is yet again about stability and security. So it's so funny that I'm talking about abundance, and then boom, all these pentacles come out. The last card that did come out, interestingly enough, is the Hangman. But this time it came out upside down. So, which tells me, yeah, you know what? We've all been stuck when it comes to our abundance, when it comes to, waiting for things to come in, maybe waiting for money to come in, maybe waiting even for test results. If you have any health issues going on, whatever you've been waiting for, with the Hangman reverse, it tells me, hey, you know what? That time of being stuck is over. And just welcome it, open up, clear any debris, give space for the universe to bring you in what you want, because it's happening. So, this is great. So we have a caller now. We have Vinny from Tasmania in Australia. So, hi, Vinny.
Yes. Hi, how are you?
How are you doing? Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Good. I feel broken heart. I'm dating with someone about a month, and then about 2 weeks ago, he pulled himself. He said he's not ready for a relationship. I'm not sure, is it true what he said, or he just want to pay up, or maybe my ex has been chasing him, telling badly about me. So I'm not sure if he want to come back or not. Please let me know what you can see. His name is Matthew, please.
Okay, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. I'm going to start with something like a little bit basic, and then we'll go like a little bit more into detail, just see kind of what's going on here, right? How's he feeling? What's the big picture?
Yeah.
And then we'll get more into the details. Um, what do you need to know about this guy? You think he got scared off, eh?
Sorry?
You think he got scared off maybe by somebody, huh?
I'm not sure. We just dating for 1 month. It was really good, and then suddenly he texts me, "I'm sorry, I'm not ready for relationship." So without explanation, yeah, I don't know. Is it real or is it my ex-husband contacting and telling badly about me? Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. Anyway, the first card, interestingly enough, the first card I got for you with this is Memories of Love. The number 6 is all about union and partnership and usually like happiness and stuff. But there's mixed messages right from go. In the obstacle, I do have heartache and loss, and I feel that's sort of you. You're like, what? Like, things were going good, and now, like, I'm heartbroken over this. Like, what's happening? The universe is telling you that you are going to heal from it. You have the emotional loss card next, which is all about healing. And number 5 is all about change. I feel it has rocked you a bit with your self-esteem too, because you just, you really like this guy. So they want you to focus on that. They want you to focus on your self-esteem, like focus on the fact that you are definitely worthy of having like the best person that you should have. And the universe will make that happen, whether in any way that they can, which usually ends up with us being heartbroken for a little while. But they are telling me that the outcome for you is a positive movement forward. Kind of gives me the impression that this guy needed to leave you for a reason. But I'm going to pull some more cards and just see if we can find out why. You're going to rebound from this a lot faster than you think. I think.
Yeah.
Okay. You really are. Oh. You're going to be pleasantly surprised by how strong you're going to get. Because a lot of those are fast moving cards. So let's just see. All right. This should bring us some answers here, Vinny.
Yeah.
Okay, so the card that I have for him is the 5 of Wands, which is all about sort of like conflict and debate and competition, which is making me think that possibly somebody did come in and tell him something and kind of scare him off a bit. But what's really kind of interesting is that he sees you as the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is all about motivation and standards and high standards and stuff. So yet again, he knows that you have high values and high morals, right?
Yeah.
And and I'm not saying that he doesn't. I'm just saying that there's some sort of conflict going on with him. When he sees your relationship, he sees heartache. He sees the 3 of Swords, which is heartache, heartbreak, sorrow, and grief. So he's just as upset about it as you are. He's not happy that this is the way it happened. But if we could, something hidden about him or something that we don't know about him is the Knight of Swords, and which is all about conflict and tension. So he's conflicted. He starts off with the competition and debate, like, I'm not really quite sure. And then he's sad, but now inside he's really like, what should I do? What did I do? Should I do that? Shouldn't have did this or did this. When the future of your relationship at this point looks like it's the world, which is completion and success and rewards and all the stuff that the universe, that the world will give you, but it's not going to give it to you until this relationship ends. So it's really kind of confusing. I'm really having a hard time trying to figure this out. But the lesson is the Ace of Wands. Did anything happen with him recently? Like, I know you're thinking that it's your ex-husband, but did anything happen with him, like work-wise, lately that you know of?
Sorry?
Did anything happen with him, like work-wise? Like, did he have any trouble at work, or is he having any problems, like, with friends or family or something like that?
Maybe with the ex-wife, maybe. I'm not sure about work. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
he said there's too much going on to me at the moment. I'm not ready to relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's maybe where it's coming. So he really I think he really does like you, and I think that he's not really happy with what he had to do. But I think that there's something going on with him, and maybe he just has to get this settled. Because if I pull another card to get some information, we have the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is interesting because she is very strong, and she's all about the truth and being honest. And I know that's what he wants to give you. Like, he wants to be honest and tell you the truth. He does see you as the Three of Cups, which is all about abundance and love and friendship. But when he sees your relationship, yet again, we have the Nine of Wands, which is about boundaries and support. They just feel that, I think he's a really honorable person, but he's not able to give you what you want, and because of that, he's walked away from you. Because what's hidden about him is the Four of Swords, which is rest and recovery, and that's just like, I gotta walk away. The future of the relationship is the Six of Swords, which is him walking away, or him like sort of sailing away to calmer waters. So I would say he's out of your life for now for a reason. The universe is doing this. He's not in a good place to give you what you want. I think there's more conflict than you maybe realize. So I'm really sorry to tell you that, but you know what? You are going to recover from this really quickly. So just embrace that. And I wish you all the best, Vinny. Sorry I didn't have better news, but thanks for calling.
Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bye-bye. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me tonight. Sorry I didn't have good news for Vinny, but you know what? The universe always does this for a reason, because you know what? She's meant to be with somebody absolutely wonderful that's going to match her and support her and give her everything she needs. And if this man is able to do that in the future, he will come back. That always happens. All right, have a great week, everybody. I'll be back next week.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Medicine for Your Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. Namaste. Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. We are in the solstice time. Southern Hemisphere, it's winter solstice. Northern Hemisphere, it's your summer solstice. Wherever you are, the solstice time is a form of pause. It is a turning point in our year. It's always halfway through the year. So we're all at this. We've done 6 months from our last solstice in December, and here we are. So it's time, wherever you are, to pause. It's time to reflect. It's time to see what you've transformed through, especially in this year of 2024, the changes that have been coming at you, what you've moved into, what's still to come. And also, it's time to offer gratitude. You know, the earth sustains us and gives us sustenance. The only reason we stay alive is because of what we get from the earth. So having some time through this beautiful solstice window over the next day or two to really pause and offer some blessing from your heart towards the earth, towards the ley lines, to bring your gratitude for all that earth has given you, for all that this world offers us on this turning point. And solstices are always like an ending and a beginning. So, you know, we've got the winter solstice, we're welcoming the light back. In the summer solstice, it's the longest day. So we start celebrating because the sun is going to start becoming less. The days become shorter, or the daylight. And in the winter solstice, the days become longer. So it's all about the sun. It's all about light. And it's always about reflecting on our own inner light. And so in winter solstice, we go in more. Summer solstice, we're expanding out. So I always like to go back through history. I like to look back at how people celebrated this. So ancestrally, there were certain times, I see it as universal nudges, universal gifts for us to pause and ponder. So this is one of the 4 major turning points in the year. So it's really important, if you are into all this sort of stuff, to really take a moment and sit with it and really reflect and go into a place of gratitude and see it as an initiation. Because inside all of us, going back through eons, are our ancestors who stood in gatherings and celebration and ritual at solstice time to celebrate, to share, to give thanks. So when we pay a moment, give ourselves that moment through time in the day, or the next 2 days, 2 or 3 days, what we're doing is we're connecting to that energy and we're adding our intent into this lineage of celebration to cosmic energy and cosmic timing and nature. So, just spend some time thinking about it. And I will, if I have time, I will give you something from my book that I pulled open today for everyone. But I do have a caller. Laurie, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello.
Hi. How can I be of support or assistance or guidance or whatever? What do you need today? What would you like support with?
What do I need? It's been a really tough week. I don't know if it's because of the summer solstice and all that happening right now. But so just curious about the summer plans, family, that kind of thing.
So what you're actually wanting support with what? What, just a general how to take care of yourself in all of this, or? I'm not quite sure what your question is.
Yeah, a lot of family get-togethers and had to work through it.
Okay, so there's often with family, as we know, bless them all, we love them dearly, but crikey, some family members, they're hard work. So one of the things that's really important at any celebratory time when there's gatherings and holidays and all the rest of it is to know your own boundaries. It's to know what feels right for you and what doesn't. And so I'll pull some cards for you in a minute. But one of the things I want to share from my long experience is trusting the feelings around whatever situation you're in. Because if you know there's people in your world who are like drama kings or drama queens, or they've always got something to moan or whinge about, or there's always some criticism or judgment, and you know that that's their nature, you can be pleasant and you can have a small interaction, but you've got to pull yourself out of it and, find something else, because our energy, our own personal energy, is our most precious commodity. It's our most precious thing. And in situations like that, we can get bombarded, and then we can find ourselves energetically dropping down, and we end up engaging in those types of things that perhaps we know aren't right for us. So it really is a matter of really tuning into your feelings in these situations. And if the feeling is, oh, this is getting hard, or I'm not really enjoying this, or it just doesn't feel good for me, then you've got to exit stage left. You've got to find something else, whether you go off to the bathroom, or whether you go to get a drink, or whether you just don't go outside to breathe.
Absolutely. I think it'll be an avoidance thing that I'll have to probably do. But anyways, okay, how about future grandchildren? While I have you on the phone, just a quick question about that. Future grandchildren, or any moves on my part. Do you see anything like that?
What are you're wanting to know about whether there's grandchildren coming?
Yes.
How old are your kids?
Oh boy, they're all in their mid-30s.
Okay, rightio. Let's just see. We're looking for some spiritual, universal, mystical information around Laurie, her question around, are there grandkids coming? I will say at the moment, what I'm feeling, there's a lot of spirits ready to come through, a lot of new little spirits. It's coming in. It's like a rain shower of spirits wanting to come in right now. And they're coming in ways that, even though their prospective parents are doing everything they can to avoid it, they're still coming in. And I can say this quite definitely. I have 3 very special friends around me who are in their 40s, early 40s, and in the last 2 weeks they've all found out they're having babies, and they've done everything they can not to. So I sort of laughed and went, okay, it's they're coming. And I can feel there's a whole lot coming in. There's a lot of souls leaving the planet at the moment, a lot of old energy, a lot of old fears are leaving. And so new, brighter, lighter energy has to come through. So there's a whole lot coming through. So they could come in very unexpected ways. But let's see what's here for you, for Laurie with kids, grandkids.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, the first thing that's coming up for you is a level of being grateful for everything you already have, being grateful for the health and well-being that you and your kids have, being really grateful that they've been able to live the lives that they've chosen to. Because often when we go into gratitude, we're not asking for anything. We are giving thanks for what we have, and that means more comes to us. And I think even being grateful for our children, sometimes we forget to be grateful for the choices that they make, because it's part of their soul journey. And when we start exercising that interaction, there's a shift that happens, and you might find that instead of avoiding having babies, they're like, I'm ready to, because something happens. There's a magic that happens. So maybe, letting them know that you're grateful for them, the choices they've made and how independent they've become, or whatever it is, might be enough to open up little doorways of opportunity for new ones to come through. So let's see what else is here. There's new growth coming, definitely babies. There's definitely some I'm hearing babies. There's new growth. I don't want to be prophetic and say in the next 6 months, but I feel when I look at new growth, especially now at this solstice time, it is very expansive. And when I'm looking at this view, it's like new things are coming. It's like planting the seeds right now. So there could be some action within the next 6 months. There could even be talk of it. So just, sit there with a contented heart around that. But I'm hearing babies. Might be a set of twins. I feel like it's going to be 2 or 3, mainly 2, very, very close together. So if you've got 2 or 3 kids, you might end up finding they're having babies close together if one doesn't end up with twins. It feels there's new growth. There's definitely new stuff coming through. And this last one here is innocence. There's this energy of innocence here. So that's babies, children, wonder. So that's there. I feel one thing you might need to look at is dealing with your fear that it won't happen, or dealing with your fear or remorse that maybe, your fear around them, maybe they've left it too late, or maybe whatever it is, whatever your little fear is, you need to deal with that and look at it as not as maybe an area that needs to be healed, like maybe it's your expectation. And that can come forward as, well, they're in their mid-30s and not having kids, and what if they never have kids? That can be a little fear. That could simply this. Today, I courageously take action, aligning with my soul's purpose and becoming who I am here to be. And that is why we go through initiations, to learn the next part of ourselves. So thanks for being with me. If you want to know more, come to rayleneburn.com. I've got a few things on my website you can play with and look at. If you've got questions, let me know. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste. Happy solstice, wherever we are.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Sessions with Spirit with Gene Rose. Live from Facebook.com/Tarot Readings by Gene Rose. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Sessions with Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey everyone, my name is Gene Rose, and I want to welcome you to another episode of Sessions with Spirit. Tonight we'll be taking 2 live callers, as well as doing 2 readings for surprise readings for 2 of my followers. I first want to give a shout out to Erin. Erin, welcome home, my love. I know Angie is so happy to have you home with her. She has missed you so much. And as you can imagine, the first reading I will be doing tonight to kind of welcome you home will be for you. So yes, love, let me grab my deck. I'm going to start shuffling, and I'm going to start with Erin. So Erin, welcome home, love. I'm so glad to hear that you are back and you're home with Angie. I know, like I said before, I know she is absolutely over the moon that you are home. She's just so happy, and it most definitely shows. So what I wanted to do was surprise you both with readings. So I'm going to be doing one for you and one for Angie. So for Erin, we have, we have the Ace of Cups, followed by the 8 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. And then we got the 6 of Cups. Definitely staying in that space of childlike joy. Don't worry about going back or leaving. And I know that is much easier said than done. But when we focus on what is in front of us, rather than things to come, not only do we have a better outcome, but also we get better memories out of the present experience. You know, we open ourselves up to bigger and better blessings, as well as being able to soak up all of those memories like a sponge. You know, really stay present. You definitely want to do that, especially with your first card being the Ace of Cups. A lot of moments filled with unexpected blessings, even unexpected moments of love. And especially with the 8 of Swords falling next, you don't want to feel stuck or like you are trapped between a rock and a hard spot. The reason why I say that is because that is the energy that card is all about. Right after we have the 3 of Swords, do not worry about when you have to leave. And I say that with my whole heart. I know it's much easier said than done, but when you stay in that space of waiting for that next shoe to drop, then guess what? You end up not only manifesting it, and while of course, yes, it is true that you have to go back to work, don't make the experience harder than it has to be. That final card is going to tell you the energy that the universe wants you to soak up, and that is going to be one of a child. What I mean by that is, you know, when you go to Disneyland and you see those kids and they throw their arms back and they're like, Stitch! And they run with no abandon, just book it towards Stitch. And they are just so happy. That is the joy that Spirit wants you to have. That is the space that the universe is trying to encourage you to be in. So definitely embrace it and run full force with it. Well, Erin, I definitely hope that reading resonates and rings true for you. Like I said, I definitely hope that you enjoyed this time home. You definitely deserve it, for sure. So guys, how was your weekend? How's your week been? I know it's been a week since I have seen you all. How is everybody's experience with the full moon? Dare I ask? I know. It has been a rough couple of days, but that's okay. Keep in mind we're still in retrograde. I know, that is terrible, but it all soon will come to an end. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. And the energy from the full moon is finally starting to die down. That was a run for our money, wasn't it? I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for a break. I want to just climb under a rock and hide there, maybe with some ice cream. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. So we'll see. Up we have Cherie, and she is from California. Cherie, hello, my love. How are you?
Hi. Doing okay, thank you.
I'm glad to hear that. What are we reading on this evening?
Well, I'm just not sure. Can you do because I'm in a very toxic relationship right now, and I don't know what's going to happen with us.
Okay. So a reading on like love or your relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Say no more. I got you. Let me pull a couple of cards and we'll see what's going on. Love, you definitely have to make the decision in regards to what direction you want to go in. And that would be staying in the relationship and moving forward. My recommendation, especially after seeing your cards, would definitely be to move forward alone. I don't say that lightly. I do realize there's great weight in my words, but essentially it's like waiting for a bus. You're waiting for the other person to change and they're not going to. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is that you need to hear, but it definitely is not the situation that you originally signed up for. Things have changed. Not only have they gotten worse, but you received cards such as the Five of Cups. That card refers to regrets. You also received the Ten of Swords. That card refers to betrayal. It also refers to disappointment. It's not worth wasting your time with someone who is going to waste yours. It's not worth it. Love, you're only spinning your wheels. And I need you to know I only say this out of love. I'm not saying this to hurt you, and I am definitely not into the realm of invoking fear with my readings. I don't do that. I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm here to give you direction. And I think definitely the direction that you need to move in is one away from them.
All right.
Away from them.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh, love.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry. I wish the cards came out differently. But I feel like you're going to stay stunted the longer that you stay with them. You're not going to actually be able to experience life. Even now, you question everything. You're not actually happy. You're holding your breath all the time. That's not a relationship, love. It's not.
Yeah.
And while I wish with my whole heart I could tell you something different, baby, I'm not in the business of selling false hope. And I think you know in your heart of hearts that what I'm saying is true. You know you're not going to be fully happy until you leave.
Yeah. You're right.
Can I light candles for you tonight? Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, love. I wish things were different.
That's okay. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Okay. Bye.
Take care. All right. Oh, I hope Cherie is okay for sure. Up next, we have Robbie. Robbie, how are you,
Hi, this is Robbie. I'm okay. How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
Good.
What are we reading on tonight, love?
Well, I do you do tarot? I wasn't sure which method you use, but I would like to know how my sister who has passed, how she's doing in the afterlife. I think about her a lot. I haven't dreamt about her. I've tried to connect with her. I think I have a couple of times. So I would like to know.
Oh, love. First off, I would like to extend my condolences. I too have a sister who has passed, so I do definitely connect with that loss. I know what that is like. I am also a evidential medium, so I am more than able to speak with your sister.
What is an evidential medium?
An evidential medium is someone who is able to talk to the departed. However, we give specific details. Yeah, we give specific details. Normal mediumship is not done with cards. That's not mediumship. That's a tarot reading or an oracle card reading. Mediumship is done in direct connection to that person's departed loved ones, their friends,
to the spirit.
whoever it is. But it's to spirit, but it is that direct communication. Some tarot readers are also mediums, some are not. Does that make sense?
I know there's lots. The gifts, I know spiritual gifts can be like in any combination and number, and everybody has different tools that they use. So, yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, no problem. I just like to explain it before I start reading. You know, I don't ever want anyone to walk away from a reading scratching their head, wondering, what did she say? Or, you know what I mean? I don't like that. If I may, I do have your sister with me. What is the connection to the color pink?
What is the what?
Connection to the color pink.
The color pink?
Yes.
Well, she had a daughter that they had trouble having her, and then she got very sick, and so she almost died, and her daughter was dearly beloved to her, and her daughter is still alive, and I am connected with her daughter.
That is beautiful. Oh, I love it. Okay. She watches over her daughter. I will tell you that now.
I know
but she is around your house a lot as well.
She is around my house a lot?
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Were the two of you very close, whether it be when you were younger or adults?
Both. All of our lives, we were super close.
I want to say
she was like my second mother.
Yes. I love it. Oh, love. Yes.
Yeah.
She would not go far. The two of you would have what I would refer to as a soulmate connection. Yes. It doesn't just have to be a romantic partner.
She was almost 9 years older than me, so, and there was no children between us, and my mom didn't know if she could have any more children, and so I came along, and then two more. So my mother she was kind of an only child, my older sister, and then she was like all of us three is like our second mother.
That's so beautiful. Oh, I love that. But she definitely wants you to know that. And do you talk to her?
I talk to her out loud a lot.
Yeah. She wants you to know that she hears you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so when you talk to her, do you have any of her jewelry or a rose? What is the beads? Where do the beads come into play?
A bead?
The jewelry? Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't think I have any of her jewelry.
Okay. Does her daughter?
Her daughter has jewelry, yes. I know she does.
Okay. That's beautiful.
Probably a bracelet. I'm not sure. I don't have any, though.
Oh, okay. That would make perfect sense. Because she keeps showing me this jewelry, and I'm like, what is with the jewelry? Like, I don't get it. That would make sense, though. It's with the daughter. I love that.
My mom had a pile of jewelry, and there was a lot of family strife when my mother passed away, and the jewelry was handed out.
Oh, that is so beautiful.
And that was before before my older sister passed away, my mother passed away, and then my mother had daughters, and then there were daughters-in-law, and there were granddaughters, and so my mother's jewelry, there was all this passing around of family jewelry, yes.
I love that. Oh, I love that. And that would just symbolize that she was there at that moment.
And
seeing that overlooking that, yes.
Is she connected with everybody in the spirit world, or is everybody together?
Everybody is together.
Okay, because we had a large family, and the large families, you get fighting and bad tempers sometimes, but I'd hoped that it all was better after they passed.
It did get better. Bygones were left as bygones when they passed.
That's
now
good.
They're together, and now they're showing a huge front of unity, which I absolutely love. And they show white roses, which is going to symbolize that they are at peace.
That's beautiful.
Robbie, I'm so glad I was able to do this. I truly am.
Yes.
This is
I
so
really wanted to
beautiful.
reach out to her. I've been thinking about her all month, and it was her anniversary month, and she and her husband are both passed. And I've been thinking about her all month and talking out loud to her. And then I got the notice, and I thought, well, this could be the perfect time to connect.
They are together, just so you know.
Oh, I'm so happy for that. And they're happy.
Yes. Oh, very.
Good.
Did they have like ups and downs before their passings?
They had lots of ups and downs just before they
Okay.
passed.
Yeah, because she's like, we had a couple of blips that would. And he's like,
did.
yeah, there were some doozies. But they make me feel now that everything is at peace. And it was, your sister says, as they once were. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense.
Good.
That's wonderful.
Oh, I'm so glad, love. I am so
Thank
glad.
you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I was able to give you these messages, you know?
Yeah, that really lifted my heart. I feel a lot of light right now.
I'm so glad. That truly is what I am here for.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome, love. You have a beautiful night.
Okay, you too. Thank you again. Lots of love
You're
and
so
light to
welcome.
you.
Thank you, and you as
Bye-bye.
well. Blessings to you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, love. That was beautiful. Oh, my gosh. Guys, before we go, we still have a little bit of time. I'm going to do a reading for Angie now. That was beautiful. Oh, my gosh. To be able to have done that reading for that woman. I know. I'm trying not to get in my feels. I'm trying. But that was, when you hear that you're able to give them peace or lift that weight off their heart. That's why I do what I do. So this reading is going to be for Angie. Yes. I know. Like, oh, stop it. I'm not crying. You're crying. Guys, that was so beautiful. Okay. Angie, my love. Oh, honey, your first card was the Sun. That card is going to be a power card. It's going to refer to contentment, joy, satisfaction, financial abundance, even. It's a beautiful card. I refer to it as a power card because it just is the 10 of Cups on steroids. Your next card is the 5 of Swords. Don't worry about setting boundaries, whether it be with things, people, it doesn't matter. You know, this is your time with Aaron. Enjoy it, okay? Your next card, the Queen of Wands. Guys, you all know how I feel about this card because I have it tattooed on my hand. The Queen of Wands takes every single brick that is thrown at her and she uses it to build her foundation. She is filled with resilience. She's filled with fortitude and strength, as well as courage and bravery. It's a beautiful card that is going to signify all of those energies that are represented by fire. And then, of course, we have the 4 of Pentacles and it fell reversed. That is going to represent letting go of energies that are no longer serving you. Being able to not only move forward, but to also move in that space of stability. I pulled one more. Let's see what it is. The Page of Swords. The start and beginning of something new, specifically having to do with communication, mindsets, as well as ideas. New thinking is on the horizons. So remember to capture that, stick with it, and don't give up. That's going to be key. Yes. So, guys, this has been a wonderful episode. I think we still have a couple of minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I do. So why don't we pull a couple of cards for, I don't want to say the collective because I don't like using that word. But for everyone, so we know what kind of energy we're going into this weekend, and that way we can better prepare. Especially since we are getting over that full moon that we had. I know that was a bit much. If you ask me, 0 out of 10, do not recommend. No, I'm good. I was like, I release. I feel like, I don't know if I was trying to convince the universe or myself, but yeah, like I released it. Like, So going into the weekend, first card is going to be the Queen of Cups. Release those emotions, purge them. If you have to write them down on a piece of paper, you have to scream it into a pillow. It doesn't matter. You don't want to be, I don't want to say the center of attention, but the center of attention for a bad reason. You know, keep your emotions under wraps. And that way, no one can use them against you. Your next card is Judgment. Make those decisions, stick with them. Don't be wishy-washy or go back and forth. No, once you make a choice, stick with it and move in that direction. The last and final card is the Two of Pentacles. That two fell reversed, which is going to signify balance and us coming into a space where things feel more even, more centered, and more like we could take that deep breath. And that's going to be key. You know, I've been in the online arena now for 10 years. And let me tell you, we had that supermoon, which I don't know if you guys knew that. Our full moon that we just had was also a supermoon. That's why the energy was so and has been so tough, you know? But I am here with you, and I'm here to tell you that we're going to be okay. Guys, if you like my style of reading, I am available for private appointments. In fact, I do have one session left of my Thinning of the Veil mediumship appointments. If you're interested in that, definitely contact me at Tarot Readings by Jean Rose. You can find me on Facebook. Also, I want to talk to you guys about TikTok. I am on there as well under Mrs. Stiggy, Mrs._Stiggy, Stiggi. Come join us and the fun. We're doing a book club where we're reading Trust the Universe, which is a fantastic book filled with ways to manifest and center yourself. We also have Mental Health Mondays going on where we're going to have a guest speaker, and we're going to be talking about things such as supplements, even perhaps exercises that we can do. I know I personally lately have taken back to crocheting, or I've taken up crocheting again, I should say. Yeah, and that has been a huge, huge blessing in my life. No matter what you have going on, and don't let yourself fool you, because I must have used that excuse for months and months and months. Oh, I'm too busy. I can't crochet. Oh, I'm too busy. I can't do this. You know, it's hogwash. It really is. Because at the end of the day, you make up your schedule. You can carve out that time. You know, maybe carve away from your phone time or your time where you're online, you know, but do something for you. You're going to find the benefits of it. I'm telling you, I've been doing it for 3 days. I know I'm asking my wife like she can answer me. But I think I've been doing it like 3 days and I feel so much better. You know, granted, I crocheted for years, you know, and it's quite honestly like picking up a bike. Once you learn how to ride, you just pick it up and you go right back to it. Same thing with crocheting, same thing with knitting, drawing, whatever your hobby might be, reading, go back to it. Try it again. Don't be hesitant with your time. Make sure you carve out that time for self-care. It is so important for ourselves to do that for us. It is more important than I can even put emphasis on. You know, when we do good and do right by ourselves, then we feel good. And when we feel good, we do good. But that important piece is taking that first step. We got to do things for ourselves. Like my self-care, part of that is I like doing my makeup. Part of my self-care is also reading. It's crocheting. It doesn't have to be meditation or getting a massage, or it doesn't have to be anything that is expensive. It can be things that you have in your own home that you can use right now that are at your fingertips. It doesn't have to be anything crazy or wild, you know, or that is going to cost an arm and a leg. It doesn't have to do it. It doesn't. And that is the beautiful part. I'm also going to be, just to throw it out there, teaching a class on the craft, the history of, the fundamentals of, and just some basics. So definitely get in touch with me if you're interested in any of these. I would love to be in touch with you. Ways to contact me are obviously my Facebook page, which is Tarot Readings by Jean Rose. Yes, I can't wait to talk to you guys. Also, as I mentioned before, I am Mrs. Stiggy on TikTok, as well as Tarot by Jean Rose. Can be found on TikTok or Instagram as well. There's plenty of ways to reach me, guys. So definitely don't suffer in silence. Reach out. I'm always here. Guys, this has been an amazing episode tonight. And I feel so blessed to have been able to read for the people that I did. And again, a shout out to our Angie and Aaron. Aaron, I'm so glad that you were home safe. Truly, it warms my heart that Angie has her husband back. Yes. Guys, he was away for work. Yes. And now he's finally home. So I'm happy for them, you know. Guys, be blessed. This has been incredible and definitely will be something that I think about tonight. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Guys, have a beautiful day, regardless as to wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Mystical Empowerment Time with Deb Bullion. Live from SpiritQuestSchool.org. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Mystical Empowerment Time on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome. Thanks so much much for joining me. I'm Deb, coming from the sunny Gold Coast of Australia. Really looking forward to this evening's show, or depending on where you're at, it could be this morning's show. Really looking forward to working with, we're going to take a caller, as always, and see what we can do for them, what Spirit can do for our caller. And then we're going to do what I said we would do last week, which we ran out of time for, which is talk about the Akashic or Akashic records. So while we get ready for our caller, I thought I would explain a little bit about the Akashic or Akashic records. So they are, or used to be more commonly referred to back in the day, the Book of Life. And every single thing that has ever occurred on this planet is recorded in it. So all of our thoughts, our deeds, every situation, every circumstance, and it's not just for people, it's for land, buildings, property as well. There's so much information we can mine and collect to help people with their life through the Akashic records. Edgar Cayce was a very famous reader who was able to help people with their health, understanding what had occurred in previous lives and how they impacted people health-wise. And these days, we tend to use them. I use them to help people understand their soul blueprint, which means, what is it that comes naturally to their soul? What are the amazing things that they have accomplished previously? And they're usually very inspiring readings. Sometimes I know one of my earliest clients, when I was doing these a few years back, was really at a dead end. She was stuck. She'd had an accident 3 years prior. She'd severely injured her back, couldn't go back to her line of work, and didn't really think she had the education to do much. And after learning about 2 lifetimes where she had been a very impressive business person in the past, she turned around everything. And she now owns 3 successful businesses. So what she needed to understand were what her skills were, her core skills, instead of being in the illusion of her limits in this lifetime. There are so many other things that we can do for those records, for those clients as well, through the Akashic records. And I'll talk a little bit more about that coming up, including giving you some example cases that were just absolutely astounding to myself and to my clients. And they'll give you a little bit of an idea of how you could use these readings. But also, if you yourself are a psychic or a budding psychic or intuitive or medium, how you can also learn to do these readings to help your clients too. So we have Debbie in Layton, Utah. Ready? Are you there, Debbie?
Yes, I am.
Hi, how has your day been going?
My day's been great. How about yours?
Really, really well. Thanks so much. Now, would you prefer a psychic reading all about yourself and your present day and future coming up, or a mediumship reading to hear from somebody who's passed over?
I'm interested in love and future, but I'm open to anything.
Okay, beautiful. Sometimes our loved ones step in and actually help with these readings. So we'll see what happens. So I'm just tapping into your energy now, getting my team to connect. They're talking to me about a very busy household. Do you have a big family or a really busy household?
Kind of a big family.
It is a big family?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what I was feeling. I was feeling like there's a lot that goes on around you. Okay. Let's just see what they want to talk about. Okay. Now, has your father-in-law passed?
Father-in-law?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not married right now. I'm recently divorced, but he had, yes.
Your ex-father-in-law. Okay. All righty.
Yes.
He says that he still holds you in really good stead, meaning he is a big supporter of yours. And he himself says
he was sorry to see what happened there. And he hopes that it doesn't tarnish your memory of him. Does that make any sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Yeah. Let's just see if there's anything else, because I know I wanted to connect with you and what's happening. So let's see if that's what he's here for. So, sir, is there something that you... he says you have some very big dramatic changes coming up and all for the best.
Okay.
There's a change in housing and work. So were you considering going back to a career?
No. No. That's not familiar.
He shows me, the reason I ask is he shows me like a large building with a big big parking lot around it. So I thought that might have been linked to career. So let me ask him for more detail of what he's talking about. Okay. So you just started seeing somebody, or you're just opening up to seeing somebody?
Working up to it.
Yeah, because he's trying to say there's going to be a wonderful relationship coming for you. Now, he says 1, 2, 3, so 3 months. 3 months, and he sees that you're going to start having your first tentative like steps in getting back there into that type of world, accepting offers for, coffee and things like that, or get-togethers. And he said it won't take long. So he said, really, the first 3 months will be about you getting your confidence back to be exactly who you are, and that you yourself are absolutely wonderful. He just says it will be the first 3 months, getting used to it, taking it very slowly. And within 6 to 9 months, he calls it landing the big fish. He says, this will be a relationship like no other. It will start slowly, but the way that it blossoms, he says it will just continue to blossom. And it's something that you've deserved for a long time, to be really treated as the woman that you are, to be understood and valued, because I feel like you were undervalued. Does that make any sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, and he's saying that this person that's coming it's not about whining and dining. It's about being there and walking through life together and not being, I don't know why he said this to me twice, not being accused of nagging, not being misunderstood when you're really just trying to help get things done for people. And I feel like for a long time, you just weren't seen for who you were and what you were trying to achieve on behalf of everybody. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And so he's saying, long overdue, this relationship, this new relationship, long overdue. He wants you to know it will move very slowly. He said it's like being a little bit gun shy, being a little bit, not sure if I want to get roped into something straight away, but it sure would be nice to be appreciated and have somebody to, go and do things with once in a while. And he said that's how it will play out. It will start very slowly. And this person will really allow you to take your time. They'll go at your pace. They'll have a very good understanding of what you've been through and kind of give you space to navigate things your way And you may pull back. He said, you may pull back from this person once or twice because it'll feel quite, as it unfolds, it'll feel like, wow, I really am getting into something serious going down the road 6 months or so. And he said, this person would wait for you forever. So take it as slowly as you need to. I'm going to come back around to, then I'm going to go back again and I'm going to ask him for more details about this person. However, I want to circle back to this big building that he showed me. Okay. There's going to be a transfer on the cards for this person. And it's going to be a big decision, but they won't make it without you. And that's the big change for the 1 year. When you hit the 1 year from now mark, if the transfer isn't taken, it's still a step up. It's still a change for this new person in your life, which is for the better. They don't have to take it, right? But the transfer would give them and you an amazing opportunity. And he says it doesn't matter about the big family. He takes all of this into account and on board. He just wanted you to know that there are absolutely wonderful things coming your way.
Okay. Am I familiar with this person? I'm sorry.
Does she know him now? Not at this point, no.
No?
No, it's going to be a very natural meeting. A very natural meeting.
Okay.
Okay. It feels like one of those things where sorry, just a producer typing for me. I know we're just 15 minutes into a 30-minute show, and he's giving me a nudge. Okay, so, okay, got it. I got it. We're all good now. Okay, so, no, you don't know them. Very natural meeting. And the sign they show me, it doesn't mean it's going to happen this way, but the symbol that they show me for a natural meeting where you just bump into somebody is where you're like at a school and you're chatting to other parents or you're chatting to other people and you just happen to strike up a conversation. So it doesn't mean that it'll be out of school, but they're saying it's going to happen naturally. So you don't have to go out and sign up for a whole bunch of dating apps or do anything that feels unnatural to you. It will all feel very natural. But you probably will look into how to start dating within the next 3 months if you haven't already. And then he said, it's all practice. It's all practice, but the practice is not anything other than getting relaxed into being yourself so that when you meet this right person, he'll know who you are immediately because you will be yourself. Okay, let's go back to a double back. If you can tell me, sir, what is this man going to do? Ambitious in his own way, but this isn't about money. This is, yes, he will be doing very well financially. No concerns there. But they show me that he really enjoys sport and that he's raised his own family and he's been there to be the coach of the teams. And they just show me that he's got a lot of energy and he's really shown his commitment. And that will be a great clue for you that this person, when he puts his heart into something, it's all the way. He commits and he doesn't let people down. So he will have a wonderful relationship with his family. I'm trying to find out about the partner, so bear with me for one moment.
Okay.
The partner is not somebody who stuck around, but it was for their own reasons. It honestly feels like the partner had a midlife or later in life change. It had nothing to do with this person. And for their own reasons, separated. Leaving the area. That's one thing that's really clear. They've left the area. And so I think your ex-father-in-law wanted you to know that there wouldn't be any complicating factors with this person.
There will not?
There will not, because the person in question has left the area, begun a new life, and really is sort of that once a year or twice a year visitor back to see the family. They're not going to be any type of trouble. So it'll be very uncomplicated for you.
Okay.
Okay. Did you have any specific questions? We just kind of let him tell you he was really excited about these good things coming up. But if you have any specific questions, we can get to that too.
I'm trying to think. I have a couple of ex-father-in-laws, so I'm trying to determine which one it is.
Have you been married 3 times?
Yes.
Okay. And did your third father-in-law, the latest one, has he passed over?
Yes.
That's him. He's saying third father-in-law.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you? He says he's changed a lot. You still there, Debbie? Not sure if we've lost her or not. Are you still there, Debbie?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you're still there. Okay. He says he's changed quite a bit. So were you surprised it was him?
Yes.
Okay. I'll tell you a little quick story about it. It'll take 30 seconds. My own father and I were not very close in life. He was a nice man, but we just were oil and water. He was an engineer and very logic focused. And of course, I'm very feelings and intuitively focused. So while we were respectful of one another, we weren't close. It was kind of like when we spoke on the phone, he'd go, hello, and I'm fine. Hope you're fine. Here's your mother. When he passed over, he completely changed. And he is one of my biggest supporters from the other side. He's made some magical, amazing things happen for me. And he helps me when I'm teaching classes. He comes through for my students so that they can he can speak to them. They know that way that they're medium. So I just wanted to let you know, he's saying, your father-in-law is saying he's changed quite a lot. And he really just has your best interest at heart.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Did you have any more questions? We've got 1 minute left.
None that I can think of.
None that you can think of. He's excited. He's saying this is looking really, really positive, and it's 6 to 9 months away before you know that you're with the right one, but 3 months of working yourself up to really getting out there into the world, and then a few months to get comfortable with being in other people's company for dates and catch-ups and things like that, and then it's all going to come together.
Okay, good. Does he know what color hair he has?
He's showing me dark hair.
Dark hair. Okay.
Dark hair.
All right.
Yeah. He's not a bad-looking man at all. He might have packed on a few pounds, but I don't mean big. I just mean good physique, good build, but, is always working on getting the little tummy down. I know I've got a little tummy myself, so I can relate. But he's a good-looking man. Good-looking man. So thank you so much, Debbie. And after you've met him, I'd love it if you'd come back on and let us know.
Okay, I will.
All the very best. You take care now.
You too. Bye.
Thanks. Okay, so we were going to talk a little bit today about the Akashic or the Akashic records. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, this is the record of everything. So each of us has a file, and I'll explain the way this works for those who aren't familiar with reincarnation. In my experience, we've lived thousands of lifetimes before. That's why when we see child prodigies and things, and people go, how in the world did they come in knowing how to play the piano like that? Or how in the world can a 5-year-old do maths at the level of a university student? We've usually lived thousands of lifetimes before. And that's been, again, my experience in doing readings for people. So what happens to all those lifetimes? Well, we create a new persona in every lifetime. Now, for those of you who have memories of being a child and making decisions about what you liked and what you didn't like, you were in the process of creating your persona, your personality, who you are in this lifetime. And that's the great thing about reincarnation. We can choose whatever we'd like. When we come back, we can create again. So those personas don't disappear. They go into what we call our higher self. And they are just stacked one after the other, after the other, after the other. And those personas, I guess it's like having storage space in your attic. We have an attic. And this is all of the previous lifetimes that we have experienced. So when somebody like myself goes in and reads your Akashic or Akashic records, I personally will pull out 2 lifetimes. And I ask the record keepers to make them completely relevant to your existing current lifetime so that it will be helpful to you in some way. It's not just story time, fairy tales. It's things about yourself that will be very important and helpful for you to know now. I'll give you an example. This is one of my favorites. I had an adult student. All of my students, well, majority of them are adults who want to learn to do these things, become psychics and mediums and healers and Akashic record readers, etc. And I had this one woman, and she was very quiet. She was gifted, but very, very quiet compared to her classmates. And she said to me, would it be okay if I brought my daughter in? She's 17. And I said, as long as the parent, the adult is there, that's absolutely fine. She said she wants an Akashic records reading. Sure. She came in, told her about one lifetime where she was in, of all places, of course, I'm here in Australia now, but this lifetime was in Berkeley. It started that this young lady in a previous lifetime in the 1960s was in Berkeley, California, going to university, going to school there, and was also a musician. She was a male in that lifetime. And as that musician, she was working her way through, well, he in that lifetime was working his way through college and getting a bit of extra spending money. So they were offered a contract because folk musicians, it was all the rage back then. And they turned down the contract, the recording contract. And everybody thought they were a bit crazy for turning down a recording contract. They really he wanted to be in that lifetime an aerospace engineer. Turned out that they completed the university studies and did become an engineer, but worked for, give you an example, I'm not going to say the exact company name, but there are some companies that make big jumbo airliners, etc. So it didn't end up working on the space programs, but still some pretty impressive work that this person got to do in that lifetime. The second lifetime that I read for them went way back to the late 1800s, and there were some advances happening in science and medicine. And this person worked during that time, but they were also the church musician, whether it was organ or piano at the time, and choir leader. So they were very involved in music in that lifetime as well. Now, the whole time I was reading, the mother didn't say a word and the daughter didn't say a word. And these are long readings because each lifetime I spend about an hour describing them in full detail, including family members who might be family members or friends now. There's a lot that happens in these readings. So 2.5 hours of silence from these two. And I was getting a bit, what if this doesn't mean anything to her? And when I finished and I said, what, does this make sense to you? Because they're telling me that you have some decisions to make right now. And she said, yes, I am trying to decide on my major at university. And I was trying to decide between engineering and music. And she said, so you just helped me make my decision. I will do a double major, because she'd always put science, engineering, etc. first, and sort of relegated her love and passion for music to second. And she said, not anymore. This time I'm going to use all of the gifts that I have. So that's an example of how I have no idea how these readings are going to help people. But when I open these records, it seems to always be relevant to the person and usually helps them to make some pretty major life decisions or make some changes in directions to align more closely with who they really are at heart and what their soul gifts and talents are. So if you would like one of those readings yourself, they are on sale until the 1st of September. So a couple of more days for our viewers who are in the Northern Hemisphere. And you can find those readings at www.deb.bullions, which is my surname, bullions.com.au. And again, they're on sale right now. And if you would like to learn to read the Akashic Records yourself, then you can find me at www.spiritquestschool.org, O-R-G, which is short for organization. So you can receive a reading, you can learn to read, completely up to you. Now, we are closing enrollments off for that today. If you would like to learn to read those records, the enrollments close today. And this is all set up for the US time frames. Anyhow, it has been a delight to be with you this week. And I look forward to seeing you and being with you next week. Bye-bye for now.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for the Hallie Elise Show with Hallie Elise. Hallie Elise. Live from HallieElise.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Hallie Elise Show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. As always, I am delighted and excited to be here with you. I am Hallie Elise, and I am known as the Empowerment Psychic. I know many of you tune in specifically for mediumship, which is kind of interesting because for as long as I can remember, I've said, no. I don't want to talk to them. I can refer you. And, you know, as soon as you say no to something, the universe goes, And that said, when I'm doing a reading occasionally, I do get those messages from the other side. Once in a blue moon, I see something. It's interesting to me, though, because when I see something, it's not the typical silhouette. I sense that more if somebody is male or female. I see flashes of light. I see vapor. You know, if you've ever watched one of those ghost movies or investigation shows, a lot of times they talk about ectoplasm, and they talk about all sorts of things. I am privy to some of that once in a while, which is kind of fascinating. And yet I still say, no. I don't need to speak to the deceased. However, if there's a specific question that you have, I can usually get quiet for a moment and tap in for you. So just keep that in mind. Now, I'd love to tell you what I'm up to these days. I've started writing again. You may not know, I have 2 books out. One is with a partner, a compilation of exercises and information that helps you with meditation and getting centered. That one is called Treasures Within, Meditation with a Friend. And I did that way back when, in 2001, it was published. If you'd like to get a copy, you can, of course, look on Amazon. Again, it's Treasures Within, Meditation with a Friend. Then I am a part of a compilation series, which is called Thank God I'm in Volume 2. And that's an interesting one because so much of our practitioners today that deal with spirituality or philosophy talk about accepting the bad with the good. And for many of us, that's very difficult, especially when you're dealing with strife. The series, though, Thank God I, helps you understand better what's meant by that. Loss does not have to be solely loss. Difficulties do not have to be just difficult. And illness might surprise you. I share illness specifically because back in 2005, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease, different from non-Hodgkin's. That seems to be more that, oh my goodness, I just lost words. I would say more popular, but that sounds terrible when talking about cancer, right? And yet I will say more notable. I think that might be better. Non-Hodgkin's is more notable. Hodgkin's, however, is a bit different. And the irony of it all is that for 2.5 years, I went to doctors saying, there's something wrong. Now, when you're speaking to a doctor and your profession is a professional psychic, they tend to dismiss you. I went through 2.5 years, as I said, of doctors pretty much telling me that I didn't know what I was talking about or my blood work was fine. There's no markers, by the way, for Hodgkin's. Lots of other symptoms, though. The reason I share this is I knew something was wrong. And I share it because I want you to know to listen to yourself.
Even if you've never felt that you were psychic, never felt that you had an intuitive moment, if something feels off, check it out. You know you better than anyone else. Be sure to pay attention to those nudges, those inklings, those odd senses that come up, because there is an abundance of information there. And even if it's something bad, you'll learn something from it. If you get a chance, take a look at Thank God I, Volume 2. By the way, it was co-written with Dr. Bernie Siegel and some other really wonderful folks. Okay, that said, we have, was it Loretta on the phone from the U.S.? And I think I caught Ohio. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Eyes are still working. There are days that I wonder, how are you this evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Did you have a specific question you wanted to address this evening, or did you just want to get a feel of things? What's your intention for tonight?
I would like to ask a question.
All right.
I am with somebody right now, or working on being with somebody right now. Been seeing each other for a couple months, and I'm just not sure where it's going, if it's going.
Okay.
I know all psychics get those questions, and I haven't asked those questions in over 7 years because I haven't dated in 7 years. And
it's okay though. I mean, you want some insight, and that's why you're calling, and I'm good with that. I get a very precarious feeling with this person. On one hand, I feel as if they are so content being in your company, at ease. It just feels right. And yet I keep getting this feeling of ambiguousness, as if they don't know if they want to get involved again. I feel like there is a previous relationship that's kind of lingering in the background that has created discontentment. I don't know if they've shared with you about their previous relationship, but I just feel as if it still weighs on them. And that inhibits their ability to make a commitment now. And yet, again, I get this feeling that they're happy in your company. What I would suggest, if you're open to it, is give it another 3 months. Put it out there that you enjoy their company and you'd really like to see this move forward, but you're not pushing. Put it out in a very gentle way, but give it another 3 months, because I feel like they're not going to want to leave you. I feel as if they really, again, are content, and it's like you're home to them. I know that sounds like a funny thing to say about a person. However, it feels to me as if you're home, as if when they are in your space, when they are with you, there is just this lovely sense of being at ease. And I feel
kind of like a safe haven.
Yes, exactly. And it's interesting because I feel that you kind of get the same sense. There's this lack of pressure involved with being in their company.
Mm-hmm.
Hang out a little bit, because I do get that their heart is moving closer and closer to you. I just get them, I don't want to say dealing with the past, but more a matter of comparing. Actually, that's probably the best way for me to explain this. They are not comparing you, but comparing their feelings and not wanting to end up in a similar situation. And yet they know intellectually that's not going to happen with you, because you're not that person.
Absolutely.
Really and truly, just hang in there a bit longer. The other thing too is do some more for you. And when I say that, I mean, do some fun stuff, playful stuff that has nothing to do with them. just so that you are nurturing your own soul while they're figuring things out and while you're still enjoying their company. You know, if, for instance, you're like me and good music comes on, you can pull over in a parking lot and get out and start dancing. It's in the middle of a parking lot. My poor daughter, she used to do one of these things and try to sink down into the car seat. And I would do that. But what I'm saying here is you don't have to do that specifically. However, think of fun and funny, lighthearted. Think about just yourself. Because what I keep coming to, and I'm trying to articulate this in a better fashion, but the overall impression here is you can be so much fun. I feel that when people really know you, they're like, oh my God, you're a blast. You don't seem, you seem more reserved on the outside if somebody doesn't know you, but when they get to know you, oh my, it's party time.
Mm-hmm. I'm very reserved, like you said, until I do get to know you. You're right. You're very correct on that one. I guess what I was just wondering is, I don't want to like waste time, but that's. I guess I kind of wanted a more of a solid yes or no.
Yeah, I don't get wasting time. I just feel as if you need more time. Okay. And in today's world, when you meet somebody that you genuinely like and are enjoying, just my opinion, but I think it's worthwhile giving it a little bit more time for you to enjoy. All right, my friend?
Right.
I thank you for calling.
Agree. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was just saying thank you so much for calling in tonight.
Oh, well, thank you.
My pleasure. Have a great night.
Thanks. You too.
Bye-bye. We have Kirsty on the line, I believe. Hello.
Yes.
Okay. Did I say your name correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good. I'm a stickler about that. Did you have a particular area of focus this evening?
Not really. I'm just looking for, just to see what, they're wanting to say to me, if there's anyone there.
Okay. I will tell you right off the bat, I feel like you're in a period of time that it feels, if you were to look back 5 years ago and ask yourself if you would be in the position that you're in this moment, you would have never thought that. It feels to me as if a lot in your world just feels upside down. Not that it's horrible, not that you can't handle it. It's just not creating those warm, fuzzy feelings in your heart. I will tell you that we are, what are we in? We're in June? No, we're August, right? Yes, we're in August. Okay, so September, October, November, December, January, February. So what I'm getting here is between now and February, I feel as if everything is going to turn. First, you'll see it in finances, where all of a sudden there's more money coming in. You're like, oh, this is nice. Then you'll see it with family relations. I feel like there's a little sticky point there, and that's going to shift for you. Then you're going to see it in anything having to do with joy, meaning things popping up, invitations, actually people saying, hey, come here, let's go there, where I don't feel like you've had that much of that in quite a while. As to relationship, romance, there is something coming again, but it's not, let's say tomorrow. It's between now and next year. If you can have patience, though, I feel as if your heart is just going to be overjoyed with the person that comes into your life. By the same token, I keep getting that you have a couple of people around you that have an interest that you're going to like, And I shouldn't say like that, but sometimes we really feel connected to people, and other times it's like, they're nice, but there's not really that connection. Have you noticed these two individuals?
So I'm married, and we're going through, just a really bad spot. there's just been the lack of that connection there for a long time. I question everything, and we're currently living at my parents' house due to rental crisis, and there's just so much going on at the moment that I'm really struggling.
Yeah. So it's really, all right, I'm going to be careful saying this because I don't want anybody upset, but I will just, there's no other way for me to say this other than straight out. The relationship with your spouse has been strained to a point where unless there's a lot of work put in, then I see the relationship separating. Not immediately, but I feel as if there is that almost like you can't breathe sometimes feeling. And I actually get that with him as well. But as I mentioned before, and I still feel that you're in a cycle here, that by February of next year, and it could be as soon as, let's say, December, but I kind of lean more towards no later than February, you will see some major changes. And again, things will shift in a way that you can breathe again. I feel, though, you will have to decide if you want to stay or if you want to go by that point, because I keep getting two people around you, and I feel as if they are separate from your spouse. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't have an admirer who sees you every time you go to the grocery store, or an old love that comes out of the woodworks. But I just keep getting like two people around you. On a good note, you do have more sweetness coming in. But with this relationship, you have to decide, do you want to work at it? And I know that sounds really tough because it feels like you have so much going on right now that seems to be out of your control. And you're just kind of saying, I'm going to just go with the flow. I'm just going to do what I need to do. I'm just going to, versus creating what you want. And when I say that, obviously you can't take a magic wand and go bippity bippity boop and have everything the way you like. However, here in your mind, you can start daydreaming about when things were really sweet. You can daydream about what would it look like now if everything just became the way that you wanted it to be. And I know some people would say, oh, well, that's kind of silly because that's not reality. And yet, truly, I find that we create our reality, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. The situation that you're in was unintentional. And yet, to expedite change, you have to be intentional. And even living, I think you said your in-laws, living in their house. And I said, before you mentioned that, as far as, like familial relations changing, it's not easy being in the position that you're in. It's that sense of just saying, okay, just kind of having to comply. And circle back for just a moment. Think in terms of really, truly taking a few minutes a day to focus on how would it feel if, fill in that blank. And when it comes to your husband, I'm going to suggest, because I love doing writing to get clarity, take a moment, whether it's in your car, at the library, down the street, where you have just you and you don't have anybody else around. Write down what it was that you fell in love with. What it was that made him be the one that you said yes to. Carry that with you. And when you feel like you're not communicating and you feel like there's so much strife, take it out for a moment. If you need to rent a ladies' room, then, take it out and just look at that. Get into that feeling. Get into that sense of it's good. Because even when it's not feeling right, even when it's not feeling good, it serves a purpose. But for you to be more clear, you have to see some sort of change taking place. You are a very strong lady, and you don't just sit idly by usually. This whole situation. Oh my, it's
energetic, and at the moment I've got a chest infection, I'm a bit run down, but I got right into, I've always sort of had a bit of a gift myself, and then due to sort of being shut down, I opened right back up again. I did some training on my mediumship, and then at the moment I'm just so closed off and lost.
Well, if you want to tap into your mediumship, every chance you get, go outside and find a tree that you like and literally connect with the tree. Put your hands on the tree, put your forehead on the tree, and ask the tree to allow energy that is unneeded to move through you and out through your feet into the earth for Mother Nature to transmute it. Let the tree help you get grounded. Use the tree's energy, because think about it, the tree lives in both worlds. Its boughs and leaves are above, and its roots are below. Kind of like us, our energy can be rooted in the earth as well as connected to the divine. However, your situations are creating stagnation. I was going to say a block, but that's really not it. It's more stagnation for your gifts.
Yeah.
They are there.
Yeah.
But you need to shift for yourself. Trying to be inside of somebody else's home and getting grounded, it's a little tough. Go outside, really and truly. Any chance you get. And again, connect with a tree. Just remember to say thank you because it's an exchange of energy.
Yes.
But my heart tells me that no matter how clear you get with the situation with your spouse, things will change here for you. And it's not that far down the road. So it is overall after the new year. And as far as residence-wise, even with that, ask yourself when you get quiet, when you get grounded, what is it that I need to see about this? Or what is it that I need to know about this? Allow your loved ones that aren't here to help guide you. It will speed up your process. This making sense, I hope?
Very. Yes, a lot of sense. Because, we just thought we're moving here and we're going to buy a house, and then it's sort of not gone like that. But I've ended up on a complete different path, and I'm studying nursing, and the house we wanted hasn't really gone to plan. Just so many things that just happened that I wasn't expecting, and
No, you weren't prepared for this shakeup. I mean, that's what it comes down to. However, if you allow it to keep running you, then it continues to run you. And I know it's easy for me to say, standing on the other side here. However, I know in my heart of hearts, again, you're a strong individual. When you really put your mind to something, things change. But it has to be done gently. This is not a situation where you can be like a bull in a china shop.
Yes. Yeah, taking my time and just being a bit more patient.
Exactly. But truly, do some of what we're talking about with the tree, with, getting clear, with recognizing those aspects about your husband that first drew you to him, because that will help you shift your personal energy. And when we shift our energy, the energy around us shifts as well. And as far as your medium,
it's been 13 years.
I'm sorry, say that again.
13. It's been 13 years, and we're both tired, and I'm aware of that. I'm understanding in that, but it's just more. There's a huge barrier with communication, and just I'm a very out there, open, honest person. I like to talk about my feelings, whereas he's very, very, due to childhood traumas, whatever. Blocked off. but he just doesn't want to face nothing. So when you talk about anything, it's just stonewall.
As I said, honey, you probably will have to make a decision here, not that long down the road. But in the interim, if you can focus on the connection, it will start to open him up a little bit. And then you can see from there where you want to go versus where you are now. Because where you are now is in discomfort, and it's not the right time to make any sort of major change. Even though all you want is major change, it's a bit of a contradiction.
Yes. Yeah.
The other thing
thank you
is,
so much.
Before you run, I hear the name Shirley. I don't know if you know her, Shirley, yet, but I get Shirley being a helpful, positive influence, whether she's in this life or beyond. So just kind of keep it in the back of your mind. If you don't know who she is, get quiet when you're outside and ask, who is Shirley? All right, my friend?
Thank you so much for everything.
My pleasure. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. The things that we were talking about often apply to all of us. Actually apply to all of us all the time. We're just not always aware. You know, it's interesting when we think God's not listening or the universe is not conspiring for us. Things just couldn't be this bad or uncomfortable if we were being looked after and protected and guided. However, the truth of the matter is we are a part of the creation in our life. I know you keep hearing me say the word create and creation, but it's true. It is that vibration that we put out into the universe. It is that mental frequency and energetic frequency that transmutes time. It transmutes space. You have the ability to connect with what you want, though you can't do it if you're in the midst of discomfort. Allow yourself some peace, even if it's for a few moments, and focus on things that make you smile. I'd love to spend some time with you individually. If you're local, feel free to reach out to the office for an appointment or give me a text or a call if you'd like to schedule something on the phone. My number is 561-755-2166.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Understanding Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I'm your host, Mary. I hope you're all having a good week. I am going to, as usual, jump right into it. I've got a lot of messages from Spirit and cards, so I don't want to waste too much time. As usual, I I have picked 3 cards for the collective. Please take what resonates, and if it doesn't resonate with you, you can just not worry about it, let it go. However, sometimes it's also good to just hang on to the message, kind of put it in the back of your mind, and it could come up for you and be relevant for you in a day, in a week, in a month, just a little bit down the track. It can also sometimes be a message that maybe you get to hang on to pass on for somebody else. Okay, so just take it as it comes and see how you go with it. Okay, so there's 3 cards. Just take a quick sec to have a think whether you want card 1, 2 or 3. Now, the first card, if you pick card 1, it's this card, okay? So it's releasing toxic relationships, and often we will attract people that will exhaust us, deplete our energies. A lot of people might refer to them as like energy vampires or, like something like that. And with a lot of us, it's always our instinct to try to assist others and to help out, to heal in, like any way that we can. However, if you're at this point where you've chosen card 1, then you need to potentially reevaluate and just see maybe it's time to let go. It doesn't mean let go of the person necessarily, but take a step back and understand that it is their journey and they've got to learn some of their lessons as well. And we have to accept that, we can't always help. All right. And this card is also about teaching us to let go as well. Okay. Now, the message that I got from my guide is I'll just read it out. Good fortune is not always about money, okay? Good fortune can be about what you value in life, and that has to do with this card here, which is the angel card, and the angels excitedly ask you to ready yourself as good fortune is on the way. Be grateful and thankful, expect only the best. Okay, so remember, good fortune can be anything. It can be money, but it can also, it is what we value, okay? So whatever that might be, whether it's a relationship, a work opportunity, whatever, okay? If you have picked card 2, then the card you got is don't relinquish your power, okay? That's your first card. Now, a lot of people will try to take over, our power and make us feel like our opinions don't matter. And that we don't have anything, to offer. Don't allow anybody in life to make you feel less than what you are, all right? Remember, you are perfect. You're an imperfect, perfect, if you will, and if anyone feels that way, it's really their fragile ego that is pushing that onto you. It doesn't mean that it's the truth, okay? So don't engage in anyone's manipulation. Know your worth, all right, and have self-worth and self-love for yourself. The message from our guide with this card, because the angel card is the angels ask you to feel happy and optimistic. There are bright days ahead of you. And my guide is saying this is a really big corner for some of you. But if you can turn that corner, there is just like sunshine and happy days. Learning this lesson for ourselves is huge. Okay. Now, if you've picked card 3, it is this card, which is be of service, okay? Now, a lot of people look at that as like volunteering, and yes, of course it is, all right? Volunteering, helping out anyone in any little way. It can also be, even a smile for somebody, letting somebody go in a line before you if you're not in a hurry and they're dealing with children that are driving them crazy or an elderly person, whatever it can be. All of that is service. Whenever you do service for somebody, trust me, you do it more for yourself. And I'm not talking about selfishness. The benefits for you are massive, all right? Putting good karma, out into the world, paying things forward constantly is what helps us to elevate. And when we're doing that, if all of us did a little bit of that, the energy that we can create for humanity is huge, okay? So the angel card with that one is the angels ask that you ready yourself to commence something new and exciting. A wonderful fresh start awaits you. So that could be anything of service that maybe you've been thinking about. And my guide says, you give, you get, okay? So it's constant energy revolving around, okay? So I'll get to my caller. I believe I've got Scott on the line. Scott, how are you?
Good. How are you tonight?
I'm very well, thank you. How can I help you today?
Oh, I'm trying to hear from my wife. She passed a while back.
Your wife?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. What's your wife's name?
I just want to know what her thinking was and what she thought, how she thought I would move on from this.
Okay. What her thinking was. All right. Let me see. I'm getting, I can hear a female spirit talking to me, and she's saying to me that you had some very hard lessons to learn in this life. Does that make sense for you?
I still have some.
That you had to learn some very hard lessons in this life.
Okay. Okay.
All right. But I'm hearing, do you nitpick at all, Scott? And like look at everything a little bit, but don't always make a decision, or sometimes don't make the right decision?
That I don't make the right decisions?
Yes, she's not always. No, she's not saying you're always wrong, but she's saying to me, she's showing me like nitpicking, looking in too much detail, and then overthinking, and then not being able to necessarily make the right decision.
That sounds more like her. That sounds more like her.
Too funny. Well, okay. Well, she's bringing that up then. Okay, if you think that's
okay.
If that's her. She's telling me that you need to move forward, and she's also giving you a really big push. Like in the back, she's pushing you, and she's like, "Come on, keep going." She's like, "Stop being stagnant. Stop overthinking. You need to get on with things." Does that make sense for you?
I mean, I guess, but I don't know that I like it.
Well, we never like what
she did. Just that I would learn some valuable lessons. Is that what she's saying?
She said that you had a lot of lessons.
Okay.
And does that make sense for you?
But no, yeah, I guess. I don't like the way it happened. I think it could have been, she could have at least talked to me and told me what she was doing. She didn't have to do it the way she did it. Why did she have to hide it from me?
She's telling me, I'm hearing that there were things hidden from you because there were a lot of things that you wouldn't accept. All right?
There's a lot of things I wouldn't accept.
Yes, and she's saying there was an inability to move forward. all right? And she's also giving me a feeling of feeling trapped and restricted.
Like I trapped her?
No, she's not saying you trapped her. She's just saying this is how she felt. Okay?
Oh, that was possibility. And that.
And she's also giving me like a sense of like anxiety and like she couldn't she couldn't go on. She couldn't move forward. Now, she's not saying this to me, but this is how I'm just feeling, right? Did she take her life?
Well, it's difficult. She went by natural causes, but it was after many, many years of drinking.
Okay, yeah, okay. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because I'm just getting like a lot of heartbreak around her and very toxic and like her just crashing, like she would have crashing moments in her life. But she wants you to know that she's healing on the other side and she wants you to do the same. Okay, she just wants you to move past this and to just move forward and to not give it that energy anymore. All right, and she's actually showing me that she's quite sad that you're doing that.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Insights with Solaris with Jennifer. Live from Solaris.1. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Insights with Solaris on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, good evening, good morning, wherever and whenever you are watching this. I am Jennifer with Insights in Solaris, a tarot reader of over 10 years and with a dozen certifications in healing modalities from Reiki to herbology. And at the end of the day, I'm simply a channel of spirit coming to give guidance and sharing messages for those who find me. I always like to start out with a message with the collective. And these are energies just to be aware of as you are moving throughout the rest of the week. Take this as it resonates. It will not be for everyone, but for the majority. And for the rest of the week, it seems like a lot of people are being a bit too cautious. Usually we want to be cautious, but there is a lot of nervous energy and a lot of anxious thoughts, it seems like. And it just seems to be a period that to really go in and look at those insecurities that are causing the anxious thoughts, look at any type of mindsets you have about lack of wealth. Are you worried about paying bills? Or do you really want to go on this trip, but you're not sure how it's going to work out financially? When things, just take a deep breath and release the fears so you can think in a more logical way. Because it's just a lot of nervous energy, and just know that when you can clear that energy, when you can get back into logical thinking and not the anxious thinking, then you're going to be able to find the answers that you are looking for, and you're going to balance your scales a little bit more. So if you're feeling that anxious energy, if you're struggling between making decisions, just take a step back and release what you do not need, because you're going to be moving into more quiet time when you start the month of October. So just calm down if you are in that period of anxiousness. And we will be taking a caller today, and it looks like we have Stephanie from New Jersey. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. What type of questions do you have today?
So I was just wondering, we have a big situation that's happening right now, and I want to know if there's any guidance and anyone that's trying to push a message through to me, because it seems like they are.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, at the beginning, I can tell you right now, the beginning is going to be the most difficult part for you. It's going to calm down a little bit in the future. So let's get more information. What's going on here? Okay. So who's all involved? Because I see a male here with a lot of, maybe starting a lot of arguments. Seems to be a little bit talking, wants his opinions to really be heard. Does this sound like somebody you know?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so that person is really sitting into the ego right now. So let's see, what can we do to help this situation? Yeah, so it's going to have to be if this is a person that you are arguing with in the situation and trying to find that positive outcome, is trying to find a more balanced approach. There's going to have to be some compromise going on between what you want and what the other people involved are going to want the situation. You do have good indicators that say things are going to move more into your favor, but that's if you can approach it in a balanced manner. So you're going to be juggling a lot of things, it seems like, at once, and a lot of different perspectives of how to go about the situation. So is there a potential that you could lose money out of this? Or have you lost the investment?
No, not really.
Okay. Because I do see, like, underneath there, it seems to be a fear surrounding money or finances. This also could be like stability in the home as well. So maybe if something had happened with the home itself in the past, like this could be like a water heater breaking, but there seems to just be this unnecessary fear surrounding the foundation of this issue. And see what's more.
Okay. I mean, maybe I understand what you're saying. I just feel like there's someone that's trying to send me a very specific message, and they're sending me a lot of signs, and then this came out of nowhere for me to have someone reach out to give me a reading. So I just am trying to hear their message, and through you, hopefully.
Okay, so you're looking for a specific message from a person. All right. Let's move through this real quick, and then as I'm reading this, I will see if I can connect to that energy that you believe is connecting to you. But going on the situation, there is going to be a time where you are going to have to move on. When the situation ends, you're going to have to be walking away. This could just be a different set of mindset, but there's something you're going to need to walk away from, because it is a good time to be cautious in order to build up yourself. So if you're feeling a little guarded in the situation, that's okay, because you're protecting your energy. You're protecting your environment, and doing so is going to help in the long run. Okay, so there does seem to be some situations, possibly of heartbreak, coming forward.
Okay.
So let's get a little bit more information on this energy. Do you have any indication of who you think it will be? Do you just think it's like a guide, a past loved one?
I think it's a past loved one that's trying to get in touch with me.
Who is trying to connect with Stephanie, if anyone, at this time to help her? It seems to be more than one energies. Energy number one, energy number two. More information about this. Did you have a family member who died in their sleep by any chance?
No.
No.
I mean, possibly they were sedated, but no. So yes, I mean, technically, but no.
Okay. Have you seen this person in your dream, or have you been having a lot of the same faces in your dreams lately?
No, I actually haven't been remembering any of my dreams lately.
Huh. So there is a feminine energy coming in. It does seem like is someone who passed, but I don't know if it's necessarily a family member or anything like that. But there is a feminine energy that is very maternal.
Okay.
But there's also a feeling of whenever they did leave the plane of the earth, maybe there was a lot of conflict with them, but I'm not necessarily sure if it's a family member. Let's see, what do they have to tell you about the situation that you're coming on? You are on the right path and things are turning into your favor because you got the wheel twice. So that's a very good indicator. What's happening right now is that you are being stuck in an illusion because you're afraid to take action. And why is this going on? Yeah, it's just time to move forward. You are smart, you are intelligent, you know what you need in order to make a good decision. You can have that objective decision making. So you are on the right path. But what is underneath that we need to know? I'm seeing a lot of conflict with a relationship. Is other people who are involved, or is there a lot of conflict going on?
There's a situation where I'm fighting with some of my family members right now, as well as a potential situation that could be coming to me. That there's a lot of yuckiness that's surrounding it, and it's just trying to figure out what the right way to navigate that is. It's not so much conflict with me, but there's conflict that's attached to that piece. Yes.
Okay. So you have two guides that you can reach out, and you can do this in a number of ways. As you're falling asleep, you can just say, hey, please help me please give me answers or provide me answers with this situation. And a lot of times you can, if you're able to remember your dreams, you can bring those answers back with you, or you just wake up feeling a little bit more calmer the next day. So I'm seeing that as a potential of what you can do to connect with these guides if you're not very, if you're new to connecting spirit guides or whatnot, because you have a masculine energy who is helping collaborate and reconnect those who need to be reconnected in this situation. So finding that foundation, finding that community again. And then you have this feminine energy, more maternal energy that is trying to come in to help relieve the anxiousness and the fear of abandonment with this situation. And you may not necessarily know that it's a fear of abandonment. It's kind of being triggered by a few other things. So what is the best way to navigate the situation for Stephanie, for all those involved? You're allowed to accept help from others. You're allowed to ask for help, whether that's asking for advice or saying, hey, I simply have too much going on right now and I can't take this extra burden that you're asking me to. So you're really going to have to understand where your boundaries are, and you're going to have to speak of those boundaries. And as you're doing this, you are building that security with your finances as well. I know this, you're saying this is a conflict with family, but there's a lot of things about finances trying to creep into here. So that just may be another layer on it that's coming forward. But you, again, Ace of Fire, exciting new opportunities, is a time to make some changes in your life. And that starts with those boundaries, with creating those boundaries. And understand that you have way too much going on right now. And I know you're seeing more things coming on to the horizon. So know that there may be a couple of situations with the family members where it is not going to end well, but overall, you're going to see a positive outcome to this situation. You're also going to potentially have a release of anxiety as well. So it may be hard during that time period, but at the end of the day, you are going to come back and you are going to grow from this situation. Just know it's going to turn out into your favor in the end.
Okay.
All right. I hope that helps, and best of luck to your situations and reaching out to your guide team.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for your time to shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Julie Yeager-Walker, live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is your time to shine on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gift. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining me this evening, and I hope this evening finds you well. We are here at the last part of August. I can't believe it. I don't know where the summer has gone. It feels like it was here and gone in a flash. And I think here in the Pacific Northwest, it's because we have such a limited, what I would call summer. We have usually a very beautiful fall, which I absolutely love. But summer, it feels like everything gets condensed and all the things on your to-do list, all the things you want to do and go and places you want to see seems to evaporate pretty quickly. So here we are. School has already started here. We are going to be getting a heat wave this weekend. So, wow, hold on to our hats for that one. But I hope whatever you are doing, whatever you are enjoying, especially for this long weekend coming up, that you are enjoying every minute of it. And speaking of weekends, we have one more weekend before my good friend and I, Melinda, are meeting in Newburgh, Oregon to do a retreat September 7th and 8th. There is still time to sign up. There are still openings available. If you are interested, go to my website, find out all about it at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. You can find all the details and pay for it right there, and you can be part of a fantastic healing weekend talking about the angel within you and empowerment and getting your empowerment back as a divine being. So I hope to see you all there. Well, for tonight's topic, I was thinking about this, and I was talking to a friend earlier, and we were actually talking about happiness, right? And cultivating your own happiness. And what does that look like? How do you do that? Because we all get into a moment, maybe it's a moment, maybe it's a couple of days where we feel off. We're in a funk, right? And so how do we get out of that? How do we change that and flip that around? And so it really is about taking time for yourself. It's self-care. It is finding some time and space to do something for you. It is staying in the present moment, which is so hard for so many of us to do, myself included, because if you are a planner inherently, you're always looking in the future. You're always looking towards what can happen, what you can do to make life easier. And sometimes that can be a little exhausting. So coming back and staying in the present moment, in the now, can really lift a lot of that stress and anxiety off of you. And the more that you can practice this, the more that you can look into this for yourself, the easier it will get to be in the present moment. Now, I'm not saying don't plan, don't think ahead. That's not what I'm saying at all. But there has to be a very delicate balance. And for those of you who spend a lot of time jumping ahead, jumping into the future to plan it, me included, I say we, right? We miss so much of what's going on in this very moment. And so another part of cultivating that happiness is being in that present moment and really looking at what's going on around you. For instance, today, I got up and there was a hummingbird in our water feature and just swimming away and pruning and cleaning and just enjoying the water and the quiet of the early morning hours. And so I just sat there and took that all in. And that's being in the present moment, right? Another instance is the other day I was watching the bees enjoy the nectar that we put out for the hummingbirds, and they were going crazy, right? And it was mesmerizing just sitting there watching them. So again, that's about being in that present moment and taking that in. And it can really change our dynamics in our body. It can calm us. It can, reduce our blood pressure. It can change our anxiety level from what we were focusing on before and just put us into a calmer state, right? But just taking some time for yourself every day, whether that be reading, going for a walk, listening to music, anything, reading your favorite book, doing that crossword puzzle, whatever that is for you, taking some time to do that. And also with that is being grateful, right? One thing that I need to start doing again, and this was a perfect reminder, is to start journaling in your gratitude journal, right? Picking 3 things every single day that you are happy for, that you are in gratitude for. And again, that can really shift your dynamic. And then you combine that with the self-care and staying in the present moment. And it relieves all of that stress and anxiety that's been going through you, perhaps, and brings you back to center. So those are really important things to do. It's hard for us to focus time on ourselves, but we definitely need to do that so that we can be in the space and place of helping others as well. So I hope that was helpful for you on cultivating your happiness, and we'd be happy to discuss more of this over on my webpage, again, at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. And there you can also schedule a personal one-on-one reading with me. Find all the details right there. All right. Right now, we have a caller on the line. We have Alicia in Charleston, South Carolina. Good evening, Alicia, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here. What can I do for you this evening?
Yes, I'm just wanting to get peace and get to the bottom of what I'm experiencing. I own a dementia company online that's doing pretty well as far as publicity goes. And I'm just trying to get everything in order to just have it blossoming and bringing in the sales like I needed to. It's been 4 years since I've had my company, but I've ran into some blocks. And so I know I did a speaking event, and I know a lot of clients went and, like help with promotion to get publicity, taking it to media, etc. And I've been getting phone calls. Well, lately I've been getting a threat. Someone came to my job that's in the news world and very intimidated of hearing about my company that I've had for a while. And I'm believing that they are trying to frighten me not to deal with social media and not to deal with media at all, the news, because they're known locally here in my state, and I guess I would take their shine away. So now I'm having a lot of issues with work, and, they just let everybody know, oh, she's a celebrity if you didn't know, and just wanting people to be mean to me all around. So I'm just trying to have peace with not moving around on jobs because so many people is being evil to me from that. Also, I'm a published author as well. So just a lot of evilness, and I feel a lot of blocks trying to come so that I won't prosper and I won't make the money that I would like to make in my company, so I don't have to work for an employer anymore. And I've been trying to do everything I can to get past that, and to keep branding my business and to keep the sales coming. But I feel attacks and I feel blocks financially.
Right. Wow. You definitely are a very bright light, and they are definitely, like you said, afraid of your potential. And so as a result, you've been feeling the attacks. There's there's this energetic block that you're feeling is from those psychic attacks, right? For people not wanting you to get ahead, feeling like they're being left behind. And yeah, and so hold on one second here. Let me just slow this down. It's coming in really fast, so hold on.
Wow.
Okay, so what I'm being shown is just to continue to shine your light, continue to push through, and continue to do the advertising. It's really for you about the word of mouth, because people are very attracted to you. They're attracted to your energy. They like what they see, and then they go and they spread that word to others. And so that's where you're going to get a lot of really a lot of your publicity, really. I'm also being told that you are, you're very spiritual. You trust your gut. You know what, you know what the difference is between right or wrong. And, that sounds like a very basic statement to make, but you truly feel this in your gut. And this is what is guiding you. These are your guides speaking to you, right? And so it's about being able to clear out some of those psychic attack energies and clearing out those blocks. I'm being shown that if you were just to sit down and connect to your guides and ask them to remove all those blocks and to remove all those psychic attacks, that things would start flowing in much more easily for you. And then as you do that, you can shine your light even brighter, right? By pushing your light, your energy out, this beautiful, beautiful light. And as you do that, I'm being shown that they'll kind of take a little bit of a back seat because they'll realize that they can't get to you any longer.
Okay. So with the advertisements, you're saying to go forward. So that means any type of advertisements, ads, news, whatever comes my way. So I've had many outlets that called me, but I just declined to get on TV because of what I was experiencing. I didn't take the opportunities to. One of them is still pending, but I just didn't take it because of the threats and the behaviors that I was having against me, and then I just started to feel very upset spiritually, and so I didn't do it.
Right. But you're still feeling that call to advertise. Is that correct? Are you still feeling that?
Right, and I still have a couple calls that's pending, and they're wanting me to call them back. They're not going to stop calling. A lot of them said they won't stop calling because I really need to do it, is what they were saying. So, but when I had that person come in my job, and the person we all know is a local person that's kind of considered like famous here through the news. But I think that was very, very mean. But then that's shown that I'm very powerful. If that person somehow found out where I work, like in my day job, and came there and started telling things about me, and I guess, wanting my workers to be mean to me and everything. And then they was actually talking about it. So I know it was said because he actually said something to me as well about my company. And I was like, whoa, that means my company is really doing something. And someone took it to the news station. He was trying to badmouth me. Nobody's going to buy it. Nobody's going to do this, that. But that already showed me that I was powerful. For you to even have that much gut in you to come show up at my job and speak about my company already spoke a lot. But it just made me very upset. And then I felt like I had another attack to deal with. And now everybody's calling me a celebrity at the job. And I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody's bringing in their clients. to come to the center, which doesn't have anything to do with dementia, but it makes me feel like I need to watch my back, because if I'm a successful person, you know, and I'm on a higher level than everybody that's in there, I need to be watching my back. So I got overwhelmed, very exhausted. At one point, I got to the place that I didn't know if I wanted to live anymore, because it just was so heavy, what I was experiencing. And I left my last job last year for the same thing, but my last experience this year, I left the same day I left my other job. I started the job that I'm on now, and the same thing happened, but the other job, they was trying to find out where I was living, Googling stuff online, and it became a real big legal problem where lawyers and everything was involved, because you're messing with my livelihood. I mean, it was so much jealousy, it was a mess, and there was a director that did this. So I'm like, if these people are in high places in their own job and they are coming to attack me, that really speaks something of me, who I am in my career and running my own company, even though I still go out in a day job, but as an activity center for brain stimulation. That really says something about what I'm doing, but I would like to see the revenue. And I understand that some attacks are going to come regardless, because we're in the world. And when you're doing good, you're definitely going to get attacked. But I just felt that it was mean, to do things like that to me. And then most of us all work in healthcare, we could be helping each other, but that's not the way that it went. And I had to come down from my position on my other job. She didn't want me to teach anymore because I was a teacher over there, because in my company, I'm an educator. And so she wanted to take away me being a teacher. And I said, by law, I can sue, because this is what I applied for. And if you're getting jealous of me and people are coming in and telling you things about me, and y'all are Googling things online, which is illegal to be looking where I live and stuff, you can be in big trouble for that. And I just think that is very mean to want to try to destroy me like that. And just all kinds of people came in that I considered an enemy, and they tried to attack me. So security was hired by corporate. And I was like, if I got to deal with now security, I just was very upset and didn't feel safe. And people were identifying me, and I just left. I quit because I didn't feel safe.
Yeah.
And I understand as I grow, I'm going to have people that in high places do mean things. So my family was speaking to me about security, and a family member came home and, had me looking into security. And it was like, I'm just telling you now, where you are and where you're going, you're going to end up needing security at some point, because of the level that you're at. And you do speaking events and so many things you're doing, you're going to have to be strong. But it just was so much. And the meanness was very, 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 very evil.
Yes. Right. And as you become more and more into your business and you start helping more and more people, that word is going to get out, bringing more and more business to you. And you could see, some others coming out of the woodwork. What you can do too is you can call upon your angels and your guides and ask them to only allow the people who are in the highest and best interest for you to literally be able to see your business. It's almost like putting a veil in front of those who are wanting to harm you, who are wanting to take advantage of you. And it's just like putting a thin layer over it so that they really can't see. Have you ever been in a situation where you were looking for something and you couldn't find it and you left, and maybe you come back 20 minutes later and you look in the same spot and whoa, there it is. How was that there? I was looking in the same spot for 10 minutes and I didn't see it. And now I'm seeing it, right? So that's that veil, right? So ask your guides to just put the veil on for all of those who are out, to intentionally bring harm or, any time of disrespect to you and your business, that they literally cannot see you, hear you, and not affect you. and only let the ones who are here in your highest and best for you and your company, and that you can help them in their highest and best be able to really shine and be able to see you and bring that, bring those people to you.
Okay.
So, really leverage, because you're very spiritual. And so you just need to leverage that piece of it, and I understand when you're in a situation where you're not comfortable with what's going on and things are serious, right? It can kind of mess with your psyche a little bit. And that's when you need to call on some of your friends to help remind you, that you can ask for this kind of help, right? Along with, down the road, you may find that you do need security, right? But you will know when and if that time is right.
Right.
But you've got a long line of people. They're showing me you have a long line of people waiting to knock on your door. So, as far as your business goes, I mean, I see this really exploding and being very, very lucrative for you. And it's going to be bringing you a lot of joy because you're giving back and you're doing exactly what you love to do. And as that passion and that intensity grows, then you're going to be bringing in more and more clientele. So it's just going to start this huge wave of influx. And
And right now I've been trying to book a lot of speaking events and just sell the education and consultations that I have on my website, getting the credentials together for the healthcare workers, but I had a little block financially with that, and then having to go partner with a different board because just one member wouldn't agree with what I wanted to do. So that really made me upset, and it kind of dampened my money a bit. But those are my goals right now, to partner with another dementia board, which really wants me on their team and to be a trainer for them. And then they will have my company listed as well. And I get to keep all the profits. So that's a big plus. But it's just a piece of money that I have to come up with to become a part of that organization. And then I have a lot of courses that I want to get credentials to it that I've been building. So, but that's all a financial thing. So I'm just keeping my hopes up that all these things can come to me by the beginning of next year. And I just want to be to a place where I don't have to work for an employer anymore. That's my overall goal. To be working my own company, to be getting booked, to go speak and to educate other places, and to be able to travel, because I've been number one on Google for like over 2 years. Whenever a dementia company is looked up, I'm number one on Google. So that really has me in a high ranking spot for a good while now.
Yes.
But I just want to keep doing better, and I just want to see my sales coming in.
Yeah, it's coming. When you said, you're hoping for something in the year, it was like bells and whistles were going off in my head. It's like that's very obtainable for you at the rate that you're going right now. And when you are on stage, they're showing me that you have such a presence that you really bring people in and bring people together, and it's like they're hanging on every word that you're saying. You're so knowledgeable and you're so passionate.
Yes, and I've had a speaking event already before. I couldn't believe I spoke a whole hour and a half nonstop. I couldn't believe it.
Yes.
I was speaking for one of my books that I published, and oh my gosh, and then it ended up being a consultation at the end and a book signing.
Yes.
I mean, it was so amazing. And I know a lot of those people took my company to the press because they told me a couple of the names, like, oh, I remember her, because people came from different places to support their loved ones in the retirement center that I did the speaking event in the theaters, and it was so very amazing. So I'm just hoping to be able to book some speaking events before this year is over that I can do, and next year I want to be booked out in everything I possibly can be booked out in for next year to come. So that's something that I've been working on.
Yes. What I'm being shown is to continue doing these bookings, these teachings, these lectures. And then once you have a few of those under your belt, then you can continue getting all of those extra credentials. It's like they're showing me that these speaking engagements are critical to getting the business, the kind of business that you want. And it's not so much as important for you to have those extra credentials right now. Like if there's anything that you can kind of put to the side and go, okay, I'm just going to take a deep breath and I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's one of those things.
Because I was thinking if I couldn't get that money, it wasn't supposed to be for me to get it right now to worry about that trainer credentials because I'm already an educator in my company. That'll be those leads that I have. If they trust me and they love what I do in my company, they'll stay with me. And when I release it next year, I'm just seeing April next year that I'll be able to release the certification seminar for the caregivers. I just keep seeing April for some reason that I'll be able to release that. And the CEU credit for the courses will come behind that. But I'm really concerned about the speaking engagement because that's where the big money is, the speaking engagements, getting them booked for this year and getting booked out for 2025. I don't have to worry about the book signings, but because I already have those booked out. So I'm just concerned with the speaking events and getting my consultations. And I believe that the speaking events, when I do the speaking events, I'll be doing consultations at the end like I did at the other speaking event that I've done. So do you see me getting any speaking events for this year, or they all will be for next year?
I see you getting at least one for this year, but a lot of them are going to come in next year. So, and Alicia, we're coming down to the last 30 seconds of our show. This has been an amazing conversation with you. I hope it's been helpful, and I wish you so much luck. You're going to be so fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.
All right, everyone, that does it for me. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful long weekend. Enjoy yourself, and I will see you next week.
Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to your Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host, Lady D. I hope you've all had an amazing week ahead. So this week with the astrology, we do have another interesting week coming up. So we do have that new moon that is happening in Virgo on the 3rd of September at 11:55 a.m. So that is going to be, I feel like it's going to be a bit of an emotional new moon that we're coming up. It is going to be opposing Saturn, and it does also have a square to Jupiter. So the luck is sort of against us here when it comes to this new moon. I just feel like emotionally sensitive or emotionally heightened maybe coming up. There might be a sense of really trying to get things right or wanting it to be perfection. And it's also about, I feel like it could be a sense of wanting to have control as well coming up with this, and overthinking things and really maybe getting very like sort of sensitive or highly sensitive with this new moon that's coming up. We've also got coming up, this is quite positive, it's happening at the same time. We've got sextiles with Mercury, with Mars and Jupiter. So it's like a bunch of courage here, confidence to say what we need to say. Also luck with communication, so you might hear something that's quite positive that's coming up around you. Also, we've got Venus that's going to be squaring Mars too. So with that, could be frustrations there with sort of financial, also relationships could be coming up with that aspect. On the 1st, we have Uranus going retrograde, so another planet going into retrograde. That's happening on the 1st there in Taurus. We have Venus today moving into Libra. So with that, it's going to be one to create a balance when it comes to finances and to money as well. I feel like it could be a sense of even wanting to fight for justice or wanting to have a relationship that's fair, wanting to have a relationship that's quite equal, not having the other side having more than the other. I feel like what sort of energy is going to come up with that. And Venus is going to be at a strong point here because Libra rules Venus. So it's in its ruling house or ruling planet. We have the big thing that I find is going to be bigger than even the new moon that's coming up. We have Pluto, which is going to go back into Capricorn. For me, it's the 2nd. For you guys in America, it'll be more the 1st. And with that, I feel like with that, well, we are going back, sort of revisiting things that have happened at the last, say, 15 odd years, where we have things like governments, law and order. As a precaution, I say just keep cash on hand because there could be something going on here with banks. It could be a big crash. So when we had 2008, we had Pluto going in to Capricorn. We had that big crash. And then Capricorn's been with Capricorn, that whole planet, it's about the phoenix here. So it is about destruction but rebuilding. And it has been trying to sort of destroy, I guess certain aspects of the world, but it's sort of not being able to do it. So with this coming back in, it's sort of trying to finish the job here. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen with that, but I feel like it is going to be quite hectic with that. It's only going to be there for a couple of months, and then it's going to be in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So that, I think, is the bigger thing this week. We have we've still got that square happening with Uranus and Mercury, so there's unexpected communication. And as I say, if you've already had some unexpected communication over the last few weeks, that's probably it. It's probably in the transit for you. Plus, we've also had that try to Uranus unexpected there, which is actually quite positive. So we've got a mixture of things coming up. And then next Thursday, we have Mars, which is actually moving into Cancer. So that's going to be not a strong Mars in a Cancer. You might be feeling less motivated or more motivated to do things in terms of family or in the home. Might be frustrations around that area as well. So we'll just have to see. I feel like Mars will get to Leo and then it's going to retrograde as well, coming up towards the end of the year. All right, let's go to the caller. So we've got here Janine, who's in. Hi, Janine, how are you? From New York.
Oh, I'm
New York.
good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How can I help you today?
I just wanted, I guess, a general reading or whatever you want to do.
Okay, let's have a look. Connect to Janine. Are you like scared of something, Janine, or you have a high anxiety? I just keep hearing I'm scared, and I just see like sort of someone like anxiety or nervous. But I kind of feel like more fearful, scared. Is there something that you're a bit worried about?
Yeah, I do have anxiety. Yes, in general.
I feel like it's not to be scared. I feel like you need to just remain calm. It's like you're anticipating something to happen here, but I feel like that you need to sort of just be aware of what's coming up, and there's like something about being calm with you. I feel like that you're trying to also balance everything as well, and things are like not in balance too. I also get a sense of could be you or someone around you, but I feel like it might be you too, like loneliness. But I see a dog around you as well. You got a dog too?
I have 2 cats.
Do you have a dog that's passed over? Is there a dog that's passed over who was quite, he was a healthy dog, and I feel like this dog might have been like a bigger dog, like to run around, be active. There's a dog over on the other side that's with you. If it's not your dog, it'll be someone else's dog, but there's a dog around you. And the way I'm seeing this dog is like a golden retriever. So I feel like maybe it had like long hair or very like helpful, made you feel very secure, or their owner secure.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's one dog that my sister had, and I was very close to, but he was a poodle.
That's fine. That's fine. Sometimes I more see it, but to say it's okay, I dare say that would be the dog. So sometimes I don't see the dog as they are. I see it as they should have shown me as maybe the personality. So the way I see, so to me, golden retrievers are very like loyal dogs. They're dogs that are like very friendly, very helpful as well. So I feel like the dog that's how it was. That's how they showed me to get part of the personality and part of the dog across. And this would be the dog that's around you because the dog is there. And the dog did tell me it had passed over as well, because the dog wants to give you comfort. It wants to make you feel secure. I feel like January is going to be a good month for you as well. I'm getting January where you're going to be like happy, or there's something joyful, some sort of happiness happening around you January next year. I keep on getting this like loneliness, but I feel like there'll be someone going to come around. I do see like a partner with you as well coming in, and they're making you feeling quite like jittery and lovey as well. It's like very, very hopeful. It's like right now you're going through a dry spell, but next year things will open up and blossom up for you Okay. Also, the house where you're living in, are you living in like, I feel like there could be a move coming up for you as well. Are you in a place that needs fixing or a little bit old? Are you living in one of those like terrace, like a terrace?
a terrace. I have a terrace. I live in a building, and I guess it's old.
Okay,
we've only been here like 2 years almost.
Yeah, I feel like there's a move coming up for you, because I feel like where you're living, it's too old. The way that I'm seeing where you live, it's like what I see on TV when I think of New York. It's like where you got the stairs going up and the stairs going down, like the apartments, but there's like the stairs. I don't know how to explain it. To me, I thought they were called terrace, that maybe they called something else. But it's like stairs that go up, they live with different stories, but there's also stairs that sort of go down, like basement or down area. I'm not sure what it's called. We don't have it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I feel like there's a move for you, because I keep on hearing it's too old. I feel like there's something with the pipes, like they're like leaky, like it gets very cold there. Something about the floor. I feel like it's floorboards, and I feel like it's about moving to somewhere that's more like sunny, more pleasant. But it's like my geography skills aren't that great, but it's like the state of New York. So it's like the state of. So I feel like I don't know how it works. I'm not too sure how it is there, but I feel like it's maybe still in the same state that you're in, but where it's nice and sunny. And it's going to help you with like mental health. It's going to help you with your clarity as well. You've also got a lady in spirit too around you who likes to tell you. You can tell her anything. She's very nice lady, but she's like, you can tell me anything. She also has strong opinions, and I also feel like she liked having things in her hand, like with knitting or things to always do. But she's saying to me, you can tell her anything, and she just wants you to be calm. Like for you, it's about breathing or just practicing being calm. You also, I feel like one of your cats need a new toy as well. Do you have any questions?
What'd you say about a toy? I'm sorry.
I feel like one of the cats there, it's a bit playful, but they're bored. They need a new toy. One of the cats need a new toy there. I'm just getting.
Yeah. Okay.
Like they're wanting something new to play with. I also feel like maybe they want a treat as well. But the cats are very pretty. They're very beautiful cats that you do have there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I've been thinking they need something. Thank you.
Yeah. That's okay. Thank you for calling in today.
Okay, thank you for everything.
That's okay. So thank you guys. So it's going to be another interesting week. What's coming up this week in astrology. I hope you all have an amazing week ahead. If you want to contact me, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Artist, and it's my Facebook page. My Instagram is Lady D S Psychic. My TikTok is Lady D Psychic. And my YouTube is Lady D or Danielle Psychic. And I hope you all have an amazing week, and I'll see you same time, same place next week. So bye for now.